Good morning. Good morning. Evening. I mean afternoon. Whatever time it is. Internet God. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for being a pair of eyeballs today on the stream. I appreciate all the viewers. Um, Real quick, let's take a look at the news. I saw that Kamala picked Tim Walz for VP. I know nothing about him, so I'm gonna look him up now. Minnesota is a big red flag for me, though. That's where all that woke stuff comes out of. And the Duluth model, and a bunch of other stuff. But not going to judge him for that, or prejudge him for that. I don't know. What's significant about him? Anybody know? Maybe he has a speech we could watch. And then Bangladesh, still protests, unrest. Same with the UK. And there's things people are worried about Iran, like Iran and Israel are kicking up. All right, let's see. Let's try to find something about this Tim Walz guy. Hey, Plasma. Um, Philip, I was doing it today. I was doing the body thing, and because in my working model is body. So you have consciousness somewhere in the body, which is still the body. But so you have body, and then you have like instincts and emotions. I guess the body is it's like supervening on that. So the body's the substrate, and then the emotions form into thoughts, like crystallize into thoughts, which is the consciousness. The consciousness processes the thoughts. So when I do the body thing, that layer of those primitive instincts and emotions, I start to kind of get a glimpse of that, like I guess the id or the lizard brain or the limbic system, um, and there's a lot going on in there. I think there's a reason I'm dissociated and not in touch with my body because the body's carrying a big, heavy load of darkness and just not darkness in the sense of evil and malevolent, but just primitive, uh, id, id emotions, anger, frustration. Because the emotions is like before we accommodate ourselves to society and others, we're like the king of the universe as babies, as toddlers, and we're entitled to have anything that comes in our mind instantly happen, like God consciousness. And gradually we learn that there's other humans and other consciousnesses, and we don't. That doesn't always happen, and we don't always get our way. And there's other people that are trying to get their way, and we learn to adjust and accommodate so we could all coexist. And we talked about what's Schopenhauer and the porcupines and the quills and trying to find that comfortable distance from each other. So you have all of that, but there's still that initial primitive part of you that wants what it wants. And so when you have a desire or a wish or a will or there's something that you want and it gets blocked or frustrated somehow, that I guess it gets thwarted or blocked by another person or by circumstances or reality or your own inability to pull it off. But whatever happens keeps that wish from instantly happening, creates frustration. There's like a buildup of frustration that could take the form of anger, rage, aggression, hostility, whatever reaction. Like when someone cuts you off in traffic, that feeling that comes over you when you suddenly just get cut off from going where you thought you were entitled to go. And I think that can build up and B, if the event is significant enough, the reaction itself, like from one single event, can be intense and strong enough to lodge in there. So all this is to say that when I do the in touch with your body thing, that's all the stuff that's waiting down there. Let's see. The media is. Oh yeah, Tim Walz. Sorry, I forgot about that. We went on a little digression. Um, yeah, I did hear that he was more moderate. Like he was just a traditional, probably like more my generation of Democrat. So we'll take a look at him. Um, hey Hank, Philip, welcome, Wombat. Well, yeah, that's what the behaviorists think, and the materialists, which isn't Marxism a form of material analysis? Uh, um, but consciousness still exists, or at least the illusion of it. So I can't leave it completely out of my model. Besides, tracing those cognitive processes through consciousness is what helps me understand things the most, even more than materialism. I do have Mike in the background. I mean, in the backstage. So I guess we'll bring him up in a moment. And as soon as I find a Tim Wall video, walls, more than one wall, walls, waltz, walls, anger, and yeah. Well, it's all of it because the body also participates in that wanting and desiring, and it's on behalf of the body. Um, yeah, the body remembers, and the body doesn't lie. All right, let's see this Tim Walz person. Is there a speech? Did he give a speech, or is that coming up? What's something I could use that might not be copyrighted? Minnesota governor. That's from 13 days ago. I just want like a little brief introduction about this guy that would not be copyrighted. That's all I'm looking for. Well, in the meantime, good morning.
Hey Jeff, how you doing, brother?
All right. Yeah, I don't know anything about him either, and so
Yeah,
I'm
I did. I, Jeff, I did a little research on this guy, just a little bit of research. I've never heard of the guy, but apparently these are his talking points. He's all about defunding the police. He's all about
defund defunding
defund.
even after the even after George Floyd.
Yes, his main talking points is defunding the police. This is and he said this in because I researched this. I looked into this guy, defund the police, and then he's all about he's pro-abortion, which I don't know how people think in the chat. I mean, I would never do that, but like I said, as a Christian. But listen, whatever makes sense for your life. But he's also about giving migrants, illegal aliens, money and driver's licenses. What?
Well, I'd have to know specifics, but
Yeah,
that that
it's messy. It's messy. So she picked the most far left person she could pick. So she's far left and he's far left.
I thought he
And
was less left than her.
I never heard of the guy. I never even heard of the guy.
Well, I
So
found a video from
yeah,
Associated Press, so let's see what it has to say and find out. Um, hopefully, I don't get copyrighted for this.
Vice President Kamala Harris has picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her
That's
running
him.
mate.
Some white
Coming from
guy,
a
some old white
Midwestern
guy. I thought
governor,
they hated old
military
white
veteran,
guys.
and union supporter who helped enact an ambitious democratic agenda for his state, including sweeping protections for
I
abortion
wanted to
rights
see
and
him, not
generous
just
aid to
pictures of him.
families. In choosing the 60-year-old Walz, Harris hopes to shore up her campaign standing across the upper Midwest, a critical region in presidential politics that often serves as a buffer for
Talk.
Democrats.
I need to find a better video. They need to be talking about him, not
yeah,
her.
yeah. It's going
Um,
to be convoluted for a while. It's going to be they're going to focus more on her because she's more the talking point. But from what I saw in other articles, he has a lot of um, left wing policies. But he is about to fund the police. He was one of the big people in the state to try to, because he's a governor. He's not like a congressman. He's a governor. Governor is that's a high up position. To be a governor is no joke. You know, but yeah, I guess he's very left wing. From what I can see, because I never heard of this guy before yesterday. I never even heard of the guy. I don't know who this guy is.
I don't
I don't.
either. Let's. I'm seeing him for the first time. I think I found an
Yeah.
interview with him. Uh,
Minnesota Governor Tim
let's
Walz
see.
is among those being vetted as a possible running mate. The governor joins us now. Governor, welcome
Look at
back.
Tim.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Amna. Thanks for having me.
So let me ask you something. Now, you are governor of a must-win state
He
for the
seems
Democrats. You
jolly.
yourself have a background growing up in a rural, small town. You have a military background as well. Are you what this ticket needs to be able to beat the Trump-Vance ticket?
Well, I don't know about that, Amna, but what I can tell you is that we will beat that ticket. The enthusiasm that has exploded across Minnesota since the announcement of Vice President Harris is something to behold. Those fundraising numbers are one thing, but it's folks filling up door knocking, filling up phone banking, and just a sense of
He
hopefulness.
seems just
that
very
this chaos
generic.
that Donald Trump brings,
Like
this
not really
dystopian view
remarkable
of
in any
America,
particular
Kamala
way.
Harris's joy, you can feel it.
I can't
Optimism,
feel
you
her.
can
No,
feel
I
it,
don't trust her.
and I'm
She
just
is
here
so
for whatever
phony
it
to
takes
me.
to be part of that,
I don't feel anything
to
sincere
make
from
this
her.
country get back to the hopefulness that we've
Don't tell
always
me what
had.
to feel.
Have you had any conversations with Vice President Harris about possibly becoming her running mate? And would
This
you
lady
accept if
seems
offered?
kind of
Well, I spoke with the vice president on Sunday. I'm not going to
uptight
get
and
into
kind of
the
shrewish and
details of
adversarial.
what we spoke about, but I
She's
think seeing the
pressing.
shared
Pressing.
values we have,
I
seeing
don't.
an
If
agenda
she
that
was
actually gets
interviewing
to the
me,
issues we care
I
about,
would have a
personal
very
freedoms in your
negative
families,
response to
the
her
idea of
interviewing
public
style.
education
I
being
feel like I'm being
foundational
called into
to greater Minnesota,
HR,
rural
the
Minnesota, as
principal's
well as it is
office.
across the country.
Yeah,
I
right.
want to do what I can do to make that happen, and I'll tell you, in states where the
Yeah,
Biden-Harris
I'm already bored.
administration
Like
was
my
able
eyes are
to help
glazing
us
over.
do things,
He
first getting
doesn't
out of
have me
COVID,
captured.
but then moving
I'd
towards
have
like
to
a clean
look at his
energy
policies,
economy. Our
personality
economies are
wise.
thriving. Our families
There's
are
nothing to
hopeful.
go
And
on.
the idea that that the vice president could bring this in as President Harris is exciting to me.
Let me tell you, actually ask you a little bit about what we've heard from Republicans and
She's very
how they're looking at
stern.
this right now.
Like
This is
she's
from a
doing a
memo from Trump's campaign pollster, Tony
prosecutorial
Fabrizio, that went out earlier today
cross-examination.
about how quickly Democrats lined up behind.
All right, I guess we got a little taste of him. There we go.
Yeah. So basically, what she was doing is she was doing the interview where she's not being rude, she's not being disrespectful, but she's using an elevated, style to kind of
There
get
was
him.
something.
Yeah.
She was something nonverbal that was. I don't
So
know.
she.
I was picking up
Yeah.
on something. I was having
Yes.
a reaction to something.
She was trying. I think she was trying to get him to snap, but he was just even keel. He just seems like an old guy that just is just going to be a yes man. I mean, just my first opinion. Just a yes man that's going to go along with whatever's put out there. That's the difference between, like, I'll give an example, like Trump and Trump's VP Vance. I'll just give you the example between the two. Vance is like energetic, and he's like the dude you want to go hang out with. I mean, it's just a different energy.
Yeah,
Like,
I found him a little canned too, but he did have
yeah,
more like working class appeal
yeah,
and straight male appeal because a lot of males are feeling marginalized now, and I think he had that energy to relate to. But
yeah.
this guy is just
Very
a
plain.
generic
It's like
politician. Yeah, very plain, very white bread,
yeah, plain Jane, but just
very
plain Jane.
cracker.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, bye. And I know
Eric,
he's.
do you mean that what's his name? This guy Walls is for demilitarizing the police, not defunding the police. Is that what you say?
In his state, he was very big in defunding the police. Like, he was one of the advocates. He basically cut the police budgets. And
Because demilitarization that's a valid conversation, and
yeah,
I don't have a particular position on that, but defund the police is just stupid.
yeah, it is. It is. And every time they
I
defund
thought
the
the same
police,
thing, Plasma. I was trying to be nice today for once.
every time they defund the police, crime goes up. I mean, that's just proven facts.
I want the police. I want to be able to call someone when there's trouble that I can't handle and that they need the
Yeah,
The state has the monopoly on violence, so if it needs to escalate, the police are the ones that I want
sure.
to be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, the best feeling in the world is when you are in trouble and you look up and you see those red and blue lights and the cops coming to pick you up. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. I mean, it is. It really,
I,
really
I,
is.
I would know personally.
Yeah. But people they do save lives. Are there? Like I said, we talked about this the other night. Are there bad officers? Yeah, they are. There are bad officers as well. There's also bad military members, but there's also amazing military members. There's also amazing police officers. So you have to take the good with the bad. But to fund them, the biggest problem with the funding is they can't get newer equipment, and they don't have the money for overtime. Which basically means when you defund the police, you have less police on shift. Does that make sense? You have less cops on shift to respond to calls.
Well, in Seattle, they're already not coming. Like they're only prioritizing certain calls. So like car, if your
Yeah.
car gets broke into, or minor property crimes, sometimes they don't even come out. They'll take a report, and
That's
then
it.
it gets put in the queue and backlog. It gets deprioritized.
That's it. So
We
check it.
have Eric Lawless in the back.
Eric's cool.
All right, Eric. Oh, I think I brought you on before.
Yeah, Eric's cool.
Yeah,
Eric,
can y'all
what's
hear
up,
me?
brother?
What's
What's
up,
up,
Mike?
brother?
What's up, Jeff? What's going on? Y'all can hear me good?
Can hear you
Yeah.
good, brother.
hmm
Okay. Yeah, like defunding the police and demilitarizing the police is basically the same thing. Like it gets
Mm.
me like when people say that nobody wants police, even in the Bronx, we want police. We want to see police, but we don't see police because police are usually in the precinct. They're not doing patrols or they're in undercover cars playing ninja. When we really want to see is the police presence, the police in their patrol cars rather than
Yeah, yeah,
driving
Like, so
slow.
you actually want police presence, walking around,
And,
driving
and
around,
I'm a
patrolling.
bit of a, I might be, and I might allegedly be a criminal, but in my neighborhood around my house, I might want to see police around because it's their jobs to really catch the
yeah,
rapists and the robbers. I'm not robbing people. I'm not like harming people, but you want to see like your sister coming home from work, getting off the train. You don't want to see nothing happening to them, so you rather see the police around. But
hmm
defunding the police doesn't mean take money away from. It's just stupid money that they don't need. What do police?
Mhm.
Well, who determines that? That's
Who
a
determines?
that's a.
Okay,
There's many
we the people.
stakeholders in that, so
We
that's
the
a
people
public
should determine that.
conversation. It's not just
yeah,
one group
Yeah, but I
deciding what
think
the
we the people
police
should
needs or
determine
not.
that. We should
yeah,
determine that. I
yeah,
don't think police need to roll around in an army vehicle with
But I mean, I
AR-15
don't see
to
most
go arrest
police rolling
somebody
around in army vehicles.
after they do. There was I remember one
Well,
time we the police did the guys who broke into this house, they left. And the police said, "Oh no, we gotta wait." And then they block off the street. They call in big vehicles and everything. They out there for 4 hours
mhm,
time, getting overtime after we already said the people left. It's on camera
yeah.
with them leaving, and they
That's
still did it and
that.
would not allow us in the house.
Yeah,
yeah, they
Eric is
probably have their reasons.
no, Eric is right.
That
So
is,
in New York City, it's called ESU. ESU is basically the SWAT team, and of course, in other areas, it's called SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. But in New
yeah,
York
yeah, yeah.
City, you're right. They will sit on a scene for multiple hours on overtime, making $60-$70 an hour when they're in
Just
overtime.
drinking lemonade, sitting around eating donuts, and drinking, not
They're
actually working
prolonging.
the crime
They're
scene.
they're
Yeah,
prolonging
it's
the
sick.
They're
they're prolonging the like getting the person out where they can send a robot and they can send someone in and they can just murk the guy. But the thing is
And
that
then
This
and
is
then they're like,
thin, y'all.
okay,
This is
they're getting
thin.
overtime.
This,
We
is
we would
this
get
the
arrested.
worst? This is your top criticism of the police, is that they prolong the crime scenes. You think to
that's
Prolonged
sneak a
crime
little
scenes, they
extra
prolonged
overtime in?
arrests. My worst criticism. I've been arrested on a Friday, and you hear the cops say, "Who wants to get overtime?" Because they know it's just overtime, and
yeah.
because they keep you there from Friday until Monday, and they'll wait. Now that's why they did the no bail thing because um, so you have to have a certain amount of time to get out. Before it was like 72 hours before you see a judge.
Yeah.
Now it's less time, and now you really don't have to see that. And then like
The,
the
the
what's
way
they called, Mike? The domestic violence police. That's why that's why the domestic violence unit, another cop,
see,
that's what they said that they do. They do that just for the overtime to make money. So the
I'll
funding the
give you
police is
this.
there's
That's
I'll
certain
give
amount
you
of
very
this.
money that goes
cynical.
to the police they really
I'll
don't
give you
need. I
this real
think
quick. I'll break it down for you real fast. So Overtime, if you're on duty and you get overtime, you have your qualified immunity. In other words, you're protected against civil lawsuits if you have qualified immunity. If you work off duty at a club, or you're working off duty at an event, you're a private citizen in a uniform, but you're not on duty. You're off duty. It's different. You get what I'm trying to say? That's why on duty overtime is so important, because you get paid, but if something was to pop off, you have qualified immunity. That's the difference, guys. Go ahead.
What? Well, tell me about your arrest. What happened?
Who, me being arrested?
Yeah, you said because you tied it into your biggest criticism of the cops, and you started talking
Oh yeah,
about
just
because you had been
no, this
arrested.
happened. This was multiple times. It was that
Oh,
was just like that was just like petty stuff back in like the 90s and stuff. Like you get a ticket and you don't pay the ticket, so they knew they arrest you on a Friday. You're in the system for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all the way
for
until
just
Monday.
not like you talking about like a traffic
Yeah, it could
ticket?
be a beer ticket. We would get tickets we would get tickets like Monday. The police come back there Friday, knowing like a couple of weeks later, knowing we didn't pay our tickets, and then they just lock you up and you're in central booking for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
That sounds ridiculous. That
And
just
like they arrest you one
for
time,
tickets, they would
they brought the
just.
whole precinct. They brought the whole precinct, right? And like, oh, we found some weed. You know what it was? It was
Oh,
a
so it
joint.
wasn't just a ticket.
It was a joint. Yeah, it was a little joint. And these dudes had to
Yeah.
spend the weekend in central bookings, but they don't do that
Well,
anymore.
that's if that's the law.
It's not.
What's funny though? But what's funny though is that like they'll take you to jail for parking tickets, right? And then, and then they'll take
That's
you
what
to jail.
seems weird to me. Like there
Yeah.
wouldn't be some
Oh,
civil
they'll take
process
you.
to collect
They'll
parking
take you.
fines.
They'll take you for parking tickets. NYC traffic is the most corrupt freaking organization I've ever seen. Like the traffic officers, they'll give you a ticket for anything, and then they put chalk marks on your tires, and they'll come back 15 minutes later to see if you've moved, and they'll tow your car. Then you have to pay like $500 to get it out of the tow yard. Yo, it's a business. Policing is a
Yeah,
Everything is
business.
but
a
that's
business.
all
They don't
legal.
know how
Like
to do
they're
it.
enforcing the law. That's what law enforcement is.
It is. It
They're
is.
not making up laws and tricking you into break. They have the existing laws, and you're going outside of them, and they're coming along and
Yeah,
And I agree.
I
imposing
agree.
the consequences for
I
that.
agree. I say that to the police. Like your job, if I'm committing a crime, your job is to arrest me. If I'm the criminal, my job is to get away with it. So I don't
Yeah.
say that they shouldn't do their job. Their job is to do their job. You know. So like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what was my whole point of saying that. Don't think that people said that they don't want police. They just saying defund the police is like I guess that was the media's way of saying that, or a very dumb way of saying that. It
Yeah.
sounds like, but there's more people to understand that people are saying they don't want police, don't give police money. No, first of all, lose their qualified immunity, because when the police get lawsuits, you're the one who pay for it. The taxpayers pay for it.
Yeah.
When they get sued, when they unalive somebody that did absolutely nothing, and their family decides to sue, it doesn't come out of the police's pocket. The police don't care. They've done it. They've unalived their own people over here because they think they're in the Wild West, just shooting and shooting, and the cop ends up shooting his own his own guy rather than the suspect
Yeah. Crossfire.
because
Yeah.
they're reckless. They could be reckless. Imagine just walking around knowing you could be reckless.
Yeah.
Imagine if a cop had a bad day one day. Why do we have to trust the police? And I always say, imagine the cop had a
Yes,
bad
you
day
have
one
to
day.
trust the
You have that.
system. You have to trust your society for it to work. Yes,
Why do
absolutely.
I? Why should I? I don't have to trust the system or trust society. I should
Well,
know that they
the
care about us.
ideal is that the citizens would trust police so that we can have a society. You
Are you
individually can
serious? Oh
determine
no.
whatever level of trust,
Well,
but
that's
the
the
ideal
idea.
is
That's the
that
idea.
for the body politic to trust the police.
Sure. And it's so convoluted. There's so many moving parts in the whole situation, right? So we can all sit here and we can kind of try to pick it apart, but we're not on the scene. We're not involved in exactly what's going on. But no, there's a lot of room for error. There is, and it's a tough job. I respect police officers. Of course, I respect police officers. I work
And
in.
hold the police accountable, like know the law. If you're interacting with the police and they're doing something they're not supposed to, call them out on it or file a report, whatever the process is. But
And nothing. And
educate
nothing but
yourself on what their limits are and what your rights are too.
And that's why you have confidential internal affairs. So in other words, if you see something that's really wrong with an officer or a detective or a captain, whatever, you contact internal affairs and it's all confidential. In other words, there's no retribution. You're not going to tell who called. It's a different sector. of that. They're
It's
basically the
police
cops.
investigating police. That's what internal affairs is.
That's
It's
it.
another.
That's it.
It's more police
Yeah, and they're
investigating
the
other.
best. They're some of the best officers you meet. Well, they're all detectives. They're all detectives or
Yeah,
higher up.
internal affairs. Aren't they? Aren't internal affairs just detectives? Just regular police officers.
Yeah, internal affairs. They're usually either detectives, sergeants, inspectors. It goes all the way up. But they do a good job trying to police the police, and that is necessary
How can you
because
police the police? That's like the people
yeah,
policing the people. Me policing somebody in
Well,
my gang.
you're framing that way in your head. It's like he said. It's more complex and sensible than that. You think they have, what is it, foxes in there guarding the hen house? That's not how it works. There's levels of accountability all the way up to the federal government. In fact, in Seattle, the federal government had to come and step in and intervene in an internal investigation because they weren't doing it right or something, and they had this federal decree placed on them where the feds were monitoring them for years until they got their act together, and then they could be left on their own again. And so
have you?
it doesn't stop with just the cops policing cops.
Yeah, definitely. No, you're right. You're
If
right.
that helps you trust the system a little more.
It's not gonna help me trust the system. I'll
I think
always
people the one reason people don't trust systems is because they don't feel empowered. They feel like they have no power at all to affect them. And
Well,
I think that's just not true. There's always ways to affect the system through advocacy, etc. And so I think the more people learn about the power they actually do have and start using it,
I mean,
that will
we did something
cut
here,
away
and
into that sense of disempowerment.
we
well,
did something here to one of our politicians
I think that was
recently.
well said there,
Wait,
Joe.
hang on. Let me hear Eric.
To
Go
one
ahead.
sorry about that. To one of our politicians here, we have like an annual event that we've been doing. Well, I wasn't even born. It's gonna be like 40 something years. So when I was like, I guess just a baby. Yeah, it's gonna be close to 50 years they've been doing it here, right? So one of our leaders, he's the speaker of the assembly here, and they were giving funds to everybody. So they said they're not gonna give us funds this year. So we said, whatever, we'll do it ourselves. And like how you said, through advocacy, he's like one of my Facebook friends. So I'll put a lot of the stuff on Facebook about what we're gonna do. We're gonna go and ask his opponent in this upcoming election if maybe she could help us and whatever. So he's seeing all this. And then hours later, people get a phone call saying, yeah, they're gonna give us the funds for the
Look at
events
that.
that we're gonna do. Yeah, it was just like, oh, really now? But
And
we
with
already had
social
the
media, like social
Yep.
media has we have a power now to hold institutions accountable that we didn't have before. We have
Once
like
he's seen everybody
citizens
here.
journalism and crowdsourcing, and there's so many eyeballs on things now and phone cameras. Like institutions have to respond to the pressure of social media in a way that they didn't before.
Yep, that was amazing. And he responded the same day. I think that was Friday. He responded that same day. Responded the same day to other people, to the older people that deal with the
That's
events.
cool.
So we were just gonna do things on our own. That's what we were saying.
What was
But
the funding for? What were y'all trying to do?
they have like kids events that starts early in the morning. Like where kids have rides and they have like the special things, and then
Oh,
the school supply stuff. We was like, we can get the school supply stuff on our own, and that's actually we started doing that on that Friday as soon as we heard about it, and we still doing it on our own as far as the school supplies and stuff. And they have like just basically basic kids events, the music and everything. They try to take that all away from us, but they don't remember that people were doing this on their own before,
it's
and all the permits,
grassroots.
yeah, and permits and stuff you need, whatever. We was getting all that stuff, and they just took it away. And it's ridiculous, but things change like that. But because they're in power now. The Democrats here, like our leaders here, they have the super majority here, and they think they can't be untouched. I think I'm the first one to ever mention his opponent. Nobody knew that he had an opponent in the November election, and somebody actually who works for him told me that, probably thinking that I would say something like that, because I'm a little bit crazy, not just on YouTube, in real life. I would do that, and I don't think nobody actually thought. I don't think he knew that anybody else knew that. And I said it, and I tagged, and I said we'll just go to her office and ask her.
Yeah, no, that's a good move. That's working the system.
Yep. Right. I guess yeah, you have to do that. I guess sometimes. So it's not like
Yeah.
how you said, feel it like you have no
Systems
power
can be
against the system.
hacked.
Yeah, I guess so.
So if you're frustrated by a political system or institution or organization or something, it can be hacked. There are ways into it, and through it and around it. Systems are complex with lots of moving parts.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I don't know. Does anybody know anything else about this Tim Walz guy? They were asking for his actual position on the police. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sure that
He's
will
from
come out in the
Minnesota.
campaign if he's that
He's from
extreme.
Minnesota. Minnesota. That's where George Floyd was from. So that's probably why he was more on a
Yeah,
defund the
yeah.
police
There's a
and
lot of
stuff.
stuff in Minnesota. Um, let's see. Walz supported bill promoting alternatives to police. So let's see what this is about. Supported a plan in 2020 to promote alternative models to traditional policing. Everyone knew that would mean taking resources away from cops on the street. Wasn't Kamala a cop? Let's
No,
see.
Kamala was a prosecutor.
Community-led, public safety. Sure. I don't have a problem with alternatives, but now restorative justice is a red flag for me. I don't have a problem with alternatives to policing, but not at the expense of traditional policing. In addition to, you keep the traditional policing and then you explore alternatives while you do, do traditional policing. And it sounds like this was instead of like to shift some of the resources away from traditional policing, but they don't have any alternatives yet. They're just exploring the alternatives. So yeah, he was involved in that bill, and he signed it into law. It was a DFL legislative package. So that's
What's
what I
up?
found on it. Oh, hey, Lanza, by the way, what's up?
Hey, man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm all right. I see, you know, Mike and before I came up, they were kind of talking about, I don't know, their perspective on stuff. And like me, I spent like years watching like videos
Watching
about
what?
civil rights, and so yeah, I don't know what you guys were saying, but like I know about,
Hmm.
I just know about some shit or whatever.
So, Tom, let me ask you a question. Good to meet you, brother. What do you think is the state of policing? Do you think that they should cut the budgets? Do you think they should give more money? I mean, what do you think they should do with like policing? Because the police
Oh,
are the last
that's right.
resort.
I had a solution. I forgot. Did you know that, Mike, or did you psychically just do that? I actually have a
Well,
solution.
okay, you can elaborate on it. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so the solution is simple. To become a person of authority, or like a cop, maybe, or like whoever you guys are, like whatever looks the most corrupt or whatever. In your eyes, we're all different. You have to find two corrupt. You have to find two corrupt cops before you get in. That way, everyone who gets in also gets rid of two corrupt ones. Isn't that a good idea?
Oh, you mean like take a role inside the organization that you
Like,
criticizing
like,
to make
like.
it better and get the bad people out in the process?
I think, yeah. To me, it sounds like two birds with one stone. You get probably one solid person who's for real and is like, but I don't know, man. Stuff is crazy, my buddy. I think it's about just not kind of putting yourself in certain situations, as much as you can,
Yeah,
setting
a personal
yourself.
responsibility and internal
But
Well,
locus of control.
It's
the
about
only
like
problem is that
to be
sometimes you get
involved
inserted
in
in
the system.
situations. Yeah.
To what I was wondering too, like why are we paying politicians? Like, and they had something on the ballot here to get money out of politics. What are we paying politicians for?
For the
I
work that
understand
they do.
I understand paying the police. I understand paying the transit system, which is rich. I understand. Like, but why are we paying
Why would
politicians?
we not?
What are we?
That's a full-time job, and they're doing a service for
The
society.
taxpayers are paying them. But okay, this
Full
one
time,
my
FOOL, full time job.
my councilman said, yeah, go get a full. My councilman said this. He said this one time. Oh, I have extra money left in my budget. If you want to go petition, I was like, nah, I can't. But that's what they're doing. So, when that extra money goes, what else is the rest of it? Mayor De Blasio gave them $40 million to do some renovations, and everybody's still wondering when those renovations is going to start. And this is
Yeah,
over
well, they
40,
need
40
to
years ago.
do an audit or look into that.
And
Yeah, New
like
York
you
City.
said, all we could do is talk about it. All we could do is like speak about it, and I could bring that to their attention again. And I think it has been. But what are we paying them for? Yeah, they don't deserve to. I don't think politicians deserve to be paid, and I think money should get taken out of
What you
politics.
want them to work for free?
Work for free. Well, who would pay them? I guess.
No, I would say like though, maybe limit their beach houses or something. Maybe you could only get like
Yeah, they
4
shouldn't
beach
be
houses.
There's an
millionaires.
echo from somebody.
Oh, that's me. Probably sorry.
Oh,
I think it's Tom. I think.
Maybe you just put a limit on it. Maybe you just because here's the thing. Power
okay, limits.
corrupts eventually. So with that in mind, like you have to, like you guys were saying some good stuff, man. Like starting some local
So
for real.
we paid a bus driver, right? We paid a bus driver. The bus driver is not a millionaire. We paid the police officer. The police officer is definitely not going to be a millionaire.
Politicians don't get
Why should
paid
my councilman?
millions.
Some of them they become millionaires. Nancy Pelosi's a millionaire.
Oh,
I was
millionaire.
speaker. I'm pretty sure he's close to a
Eric,
millionaire
she's
right
not
now.
Do you think people should not become millionaires? Do you have a thing against millionaires?
Yo, bro,
No,
I think she's a
I
lizard.
don't
She's a
I don't have
billionaire.
a thing. I don't have a thing. I'm just making that point of it. I want to become a millionaire too. So
she's
I
a
have
multi.
Yeah, I think that's closer to the truth.
my thing is fair is fair. How does a politician become a millionaire and we pay for them, but the bus driver does, and the transit guy doesn't become a millionaire and we pay for him? The nurse isn't a millionaire. We pay for her.
So
But the politician, my city councilman,
You
shouldn't
think they
be
become millionaires because they're politicians?
because
Yeah.
of their politics. Yes,
can
definitely.
you stop that echo, bro, for real?
This-
Like it's like
Oh, that's my fault. Let me do something.
Yeah, there's a lot of handouts, Jeff, in New York City. You know, with the construction and all the greasing of the unions. You know, they get very rich, and same thing in California.
Then why don't y'all get in on some of that? Just go become a politician. That sounds like where the gravy train is.
Not yeah. I don't know, man.
they're
But
saying it's because that's the
Thinking about
problem
that.
that
I'm really
supports
thinking about
the.
it.
yeah, they get a lot of handouts from their supporters, from
But
their
But guys, you
contributors.
guys are like dancing for real. You guys are just like talking point. Like
Yeah, I don't hear anything that's raising any kind of alarms for me. That's been politics probably since
what
the
is
beginning of
raising power,
time.
right? Or whatever, instead of complaining about who's getting paid for being a complete
So
brainwashed
Tom,
fool or something.
well, it's all right. It's all right. So Tom, what is your take on everything? What is your take
On what?
on anything? On how politicians get paid? How can a senator making $142,000 a year all of a sudden be worth $30 million? How is that possible?
Well,
Well,
you're
don't they
asking
do it through
questions.
stocks and other sources of income? You think they get their 130,000 and there's some magical box that turns it into millions and every congressperson is doing this? They're getting their 130 and turning it into millions? Anybody that makes six figures can turn their money into more money. People do it all the time.
But
It's what I think is happening
But
is
what's stopping-
y'all don't have the millions and y'all want the millions and you're looking at other people with the millions and that's where this is coming from.
I think that is a fact, maybe, but like what? That's not the point of what they're getting at, though. I think.
well, Nancy Pelosi's husband did have stock tips from her, and that's how they made all this money. And
Okay,
that's
What's the issue?
okay, are you saying Nancy Pelosi's husband is representative of every politician? Are you using it as an example of the norm? Otherwise, that's one case.
sure.
So
Well,
do you think all politicians are like Nancy Pelosi's husband, who, as far as I know, is not even a politician?
No,
I,
I do
I
not
don't know
recall.
what you're trying to paint politicians in a very negative light by tying it to cases like Nancy Pelosi, and I'm wondering if you think that represents the norm, if that's where your trust level of all politicians is.
I don't think it's a norm. I think there are
Do I
certain
still have an
ones.
echo?
Hold on one second, real
Uh,
quick. I think there are certain ones that are snakes. I think there also have a large amount of really good politicians. I believe it's a mix. That's what
Okay,
I
but
believe.
like these are like your beliefs, right? And your questions. Like, what are you leading to?
It's an opinion. Can someone have an opinion,
Thanks,
Tom?
bro.
Is
well,
I
that
and
think, yeah, it's my opinion. I think
the
with Jeff, what you said is true. I'm not jealous of the millions, but I do want the millions. And I'm like, okay, because it's like I have ways that I can make the millions, but according to them, but besides here in New York, because everything is basically legal now, like, okay, if I go out and I hustle and I try to make money, and you can work and have money on the side too, like they do. Like they said, they get money through stocks. Maybe my stocks is allegedly selling weed. Wouldn't that?
why
I'm
don't do they have recreational there?
Oh, here, yeah, recreational, and then they said,
My
um,
gosh, what
the
you
the
guys are talking
people
about
the,
investments,
the people who
and you're
first
doing
made something,
comparing, and you're doing
and you invest in
okay.
marijuana. People invest in marijuana, and they flip that money.
Uh
I
huh.
mean, it's sorry, I mean
But
it's a
like, yo,
lifestyle.
man, the best investment is yourself. That's a
Yes, it's
reminder
okay.
for all of. That's a reminder. So, you know, like you want to take
Yeah,
control of a senator's mind, and bro, I don't know. You better start doing some research, figuring out who's blackmailing who or whatever, is causing corruption or whatever. Because I mean, if that's what you want to do, you can do that. But I don't know. I'm not trying to like. I'm not trying to describe all the symptoms, unless they're used as examples to show, you know, whatever the cause may be.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
I'm unclear about like what is even the overarching thing that like I'm not seeing, I don't know, difficulty or whatever, right? Listening to you guys. So, but
Okay.
someone
Well,
want to
that's
fill me in on what's going on with, maybe Jeff knows what's
Are you
has a
talking about in the
point or
conversation or in the
the
world, in
conversation. I
reality?
in
think
the,
it
yeah,
is.
in just in this right now, just in this conversation, like
I,
do you have
I
anything
think
that I can
politics
say?
is psychology turned inside out anyway. So I think people they're just expressing their different
Yeah.
views on political issues. But I
Jeff,
think it's based on their personal experiences and childhoods and
Okay,
Yeah, and
temperaments
that's
and
basically
all of
areas.
that. Desires, goals,
Jeff,
frustrations.
as you would say, their ideologies, like the way that they process information coming to them.
Slow down. I process information slower. I want to make sure I hear you clearly. Seriously.
Okay, listen, Tom, I'm getting tired of you, bro. So stop being a
sometimes
troll.
I don't.
Hey, oh no,
Sometimes I
he's
don't
a
process
regular. He's
No,
one of
no, it's totally cool. I just like
he's
wanted it.
Nah,
VIP.
he said
I
some
just
people.
wanted it
Some
to.
people process information slow, and some people don't process information at all because I kind of like did that.
But like,
You know,
if I was
because
speaking, I'd want to
Mike,
be
did,
heard
did you listen to
clearly.
anything? Did you listen to anything that Tom just said? I did this to somebody else, and I think I told you this on Bananas too.
Yeah, I know who it is. It's Hebrew. It's Hebrew. We know who it
Who's
is.
people? Nobody. I'm not talking about trolling, Mike. I'm actually talking serious for the first time on YouTube. Shut up. Okay, Jeff. Listen, no, but Jeff,
It
listen, right?
happened here, folks. First time on
Yes,
YouTube.
the first, right? Listen, because you can't. If I'm talking, right? If I ask Mike or I ask you, can we repeat what Tom just said? Sometimes people aren't listening. They're just waiting for that next thought that's in their head to come back. So we can't hear what he just said about how he takes down information slow,
I
or maybe
actually
he
thought he
didn't
was
understand
making a
the
joke
conversation.
and
I
making an
didn't. No, I didn't.
ironic
Because I
point.
heard what he said. Like he didn't understand our points. I was basically listening to him, not thinking about my next comment towards him. I was
Do you,
basically,
do you,
it's not-
do you guys want to flip subjects? I wanted to ask you guys something. And
what?
the thing is, did you see all the flooding in Florida? Holy crap!
From Debbie.
Ah, Debbie, I know Debbie. Or,
Yeah, I
Debbie
mean they're
did
like,
Florida.
they're like underwater.
well, they
Let
live
me
near
see.
water.
I think we had someone in here yesterday from Florida that was telling us what.
So I have a lot of family in Florida, Port St. Lucie and outside Orlando, and apparently that hurricane is just ripping the place apart. It really is, and
Yeah.
God bless them all. Hopefully they're okay, you know. But no, it's the weather. Like in Virginia, like it's never this hot before. It's like 100 degrees every single day. So I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk on weather. If not, I'll
Yeah,
regress.
No.
but no, but we want like what was I saying? Like people didn't. I knew this. You could tell when I was a kid. I could tell like it was weather pattern. I knew every May the 8th on my birthday it would usually rain from when I was small. When I
Yeah.
was a kid, I'm
Thanks.
like, this,
Hey,
but there's
hey,
such thing called this weather patterns, right? That makes sense,
yeah.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
There's patterns to the weather. So like people didn't understand global warming. You don't understand that. Okay, now all of a sudden it's getting pretty hot in November. Why? Why is it always hot in October? Okay, well that's weather patterns and it changes. If my GD could tell that whatever when I'm as young, how other people can't understand global warming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Understand global
Right.
warming. Like okay, weather is weather. It's weather patterns that I understood from when I was a kid, and I don't understand people just don't understand weather patterns
That's
and
true.
how weather
That's
is
true.
getting worse. Like the
Hank, what you got for us?
You've seen
Go ahead.
The
this one
weather's getting
already.
worse. I agree. By the way, or
Oh,
whatever.
Hank took the color personality test. You found it
Yeah.
accurate, you said?
Okay.
Yes, very accurate.
Feeling a large
No,
amount of stress due to your inability to achieve your goal. It's sexual frustration. You've been trying to achieve a certain goal, and it's not happening. And I think
not
this
just
is
sexual.
accurate.
Yeah, not just sexual. There's multiple other versions, kinds of frustration I'm getting too.
Yeah.
So, and it only took 5 minutes, like as promised.
What
Maybe
does
even
it?
less.
Does it give recommendations?
Nope.
Oh, shoot.
Hmm.
No, but it's. I think it's evident. Sorry to switch topics. I think it's evident that the
Evident.
tornadoes everywhere when you had the hot and cold air. Like in other words, I think global warming. I'm starting to buy into it.
Think.
Like it's
it's been brought into it. It's not, this doesn't mean it's gonna get warmer or it's gonna get colder. It means the weather is getting more. I gotta say worse. Well, I can say worse. That's the only word I can think of.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I like it because there's less snow to destroy my car. So,
Well, until
I
you have
actually,
that one snowstorm, you have that one snowstorm where it's not gonna bring 3 inches. It's gonna bring 25 inches, or like Mike 10 inches. He only gets
when it was cooler, I had more than one snowstorm. So I better pick one than more than one because of the salt, and then I won't be able to get to work because of the snow. So
yeah, you get
it's
that
so
one bad 25-inch snowstorm. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. I'll take the
Yeah.
one over the 5. I don't think you
Oh,
understand what I'm saying.
no, I
You gotta,
understand
u-
that,
you
but
gotta
no,
use you gotta use
that
the
one
5 of those. I
They
used
had
the
that
5 of
one in
those.
Buffalo. They had that one
That's
in
true.
Buffalo, and I think about maybe like 7 people got killed in that one storm. They didn't take it seriously and like died in their cars. That one
I
You,
think
storm.
you,
Yeah.
it.
you remember?
I think it
Eric,
should
you remember?
snow.
You remember the
I,
famous Chappelle show where Eddie Murphy got stuck at Rick James's house in Buffalo?
with the couch. Yeah, fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch. Yeah, back
For
in the
real. Fuck
80s.
your
Yeah,
couch.
yeah, no doubt. No snow. Being because I'm from New York, yo, snow is no joke, bro. It shuts shit down. It really does. It really,
Yep.
it really does.
Everyone knows about snow shutting shit
And
down.
not just
Well, don't eat the yellow snow, Tom. Don't eat the yellow snow. Go ahead, gentlemen. Hank, salute, brother. Salute. Nice hat, brother.
Okay.
what was that
Read
test?
read the screen. You'll figure it out.
What the test?
Who's Hank? You just read the screen. You'll figure it
Oh no,
out.
Hank,
You
you're
don't
Hank.
have.
My fault. I'm sorry. I can't. Sometimes I can't see. What was
Oh,
it?
okay.
What was the that test about?
It's a personality quiz, but a really straight to the point one. I can't put the link out. I have a wrench. I'll put it in the back though.
Uh,
I don't want to take the first time.
those are interesting, I guess. You know, and they say it comes from science. But is there any sort of benefit?
Well, I know myself better.
Or yeah, for
But
everyone. Even you could speak for everyone on that too. Like right or like you like or no. Like everyone might know themselves better or no. Or,
James, bitch.
It depends. Maybe it's inaccurate for other people. So for me, it's accurate.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is on the
Learning
agenda for?
learning is participatory for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So what is on anybody's mind? What are you thinking about? Like anything in the world going on right now that you're concerned of, or like war, or anything you want to talk about? You know, the Olympics. Is there anything that anybody wants to talk about?
I need a drill.
I want to know what to do about my quiz results. But the Olympics, I don't give a crap about sports ball, and they're fake sports ball. It's just these events no one covers outside the Olympics.
It might make you more masculine and attractive to the ladies if you did.
Could be. Could be.
What do you think
But
about
this
this?
fake
Mike?
sports
Right?
ball?
Okay.
No, it won't.
Oh, what? Okay, this man. If y'all have kids, right? I knew this girl since she was like 8 years old. But I had to go mount her TV. I met her boyfriend, but this is something I don't like. The boyfriend should be able to do that. Like, he works for Amazon, so even if he comes home tired, he should do that. It shouldn't be Uncle E. Can you do this for me, right?
Mhm.
Shouldn't the boyfriend do that? What do you got? Or was that just a man's responsibility? Even though her boyfriend is the actual man.
See, I think Amazon's part of the Greys alien force because of the amazing, like that song, Amazing Grace.
Everything is gonna turn into Amazon. Maybe I don't know what.
I told you, Lanza's great. I love this guy.
Everything
All right,
Amazon
so-
is gonna take away.
That's all right. So Tom, you believe in aliens, Tom, right? You believe in aliens? Tom, do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe?
Yeah, do you believe in aliens? Because you said
They cross the border every day. We don't have
First
to
off,
just
if
look
I
at
believe
it.
in you, do I even believe in you to ask me that question?
Do you believe you believe in outer space aliens? Outer space aliens.
I do.
Do you think I do?
Well, why don't you answer a question instead of being a little
Because you're
puss?
just going to tell me your point that you want to say regardless of my answer? I already know.
Because you're evasive. You don't answer a question. What are you,
Then
like
just tell us
16
what you
years
got to
old?
say instead of trying to make an example out of what I
Yeah.
believe or not.
Yeah, I agree with Lanza. Get to the point.
Answer the question. Do you
Which
believe
one?
in outer space aliens? Do you believe in that?
I don't
I'm
believe.
asking you.
I don't
You don't.
believe in outer space aliens. I don't believe even in the sincerity or even in there's just the emptiness in your words. I believe in the emptiness in your words is what I
Right.
believe in.
Right. So the way that you space your words apart, you're playing an act. So you don't believe in extraterrestrial life. You don't believe that there's other, people out there.
What's it to you?
I'm just asking your opinion.
I don't care to give it to you.
Okay, no problem. I won't
I
ask
think
you.
you're coming from an angle that's been weird, like for the last
Yeah,
like,
but
a
what was
half
your point,
hour.
Mike? If you believe in aliens, I believe in aliens. Though. I believe in
Hey,
outer
Zach.
space aliens.
I do
I may
too.
not
I
believe
believe that there's
So
the
it
whole
didn't matter.
God thing, the
He's
whole
going to
God
tell
thing.
us, like I said.
Oh, look, is that Zach? Hey, Zach, I loved you on other channels talking shit about me and Jeff.
Oh no! Hey, we're not. Oh, talking about me. What do you say? Hang on. What do you say about me before I dismiss the drama?
I can't wait to hear
Loved it.
Oh yeah, I think he's this guy. He's
Okay, I feel like we're drifted to drama territory here. I need to get out of
I
control.
wasn't. Yeah, everyone
I used to
wasn't
control
except
Mike
for
until
Mike,
he got
possibly.
big. Till Mike got to the big
Yeah,
time.
Zach,
No,
you
you're fine,
talk
Lanza.
about everybody. Bro, how
Yeah,
you
he's
on 3 packs? Are you on 3 packs a day or 4? How many packs you smoking today?
7 now.
7.
Yo, how many irrelevant questions do you ask per day?
Why would you come up here and go to another panel who's talking about me and Jeff badly? Why would you do it?
What did he say about me?
Don't
Oh,
include Jeff on it.
I think he's an infiltrator. That guy's an infiltrator. He's an infiltrator.
we're
I don't know.
Jeff, we're
Because
Sims.
I
Oh
don't
my
know,
God, y'all are
like,
so.
Yo, everyone be quiet.
Jeff, I'm telling you, this guy is a dirtbag.
Okay,
He's
well,
talking about us on other panels.
That's
He
not
is.
I'm trying to hear what he said about me.
So much. Oh,
So
yeah.
what?
He said so am I.
So you admit it. You admit that you talk crap about your
No,
supposed.
I'm waiting to hear what I said about Jeff.
Dude,
Tell
you
us,
get
Mike.
to
What
the
do you say?
point like 20. Dude, are you a professional time waster, bro? Let's get to it.
Yeah,
His Benny Pots and Pan. He wastes his time.
I just want to point out that Mike won't go after me because
That
I can
better
just
not
spawn
easy.
myself back in.
Facts.
I know the tactics, so don't even
Oh,
bother.
look, Mike.
And I told Jeff everything I was ready to his
I'm not
face.
really. I'm not using. I use the race thing again, but it's nice to be on panel with another black guy. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, my
Spike,
brother.
Spike,
Oh, you mean
salute, salute.
There's our black pill now,
In
O'Shea.
many ways, I might be more black than Hank.
well, Mike is like 19. That's what they say.
Black is just a definition.
Isn't it?
Okay.
It's just
Yes, it is.
See, it always goes that far.
Counter
But
theory is just a theory. Hit you.
that's
White
it.
fight about it.
To win, obviously.
That's why we fight too much. We don't fight to lose.
Because Zach's an evil little man who just likes to chain smoke with
Okay,
cats.
Mike.
So let's
Hang on, no, hang on. We're at the point where I'm gonna have to start removing from panels to keep the
Yeah,
conversation.
Mike, chill out. Yeah, chill.
And Mike,
Jeff-
you're
Jeff-
one of the
Jeff
first
did a good
candidates
job.
right now because you keep going
Yeah,
after
Jeff-
Zach.
Yes,
okay, but
let's get this
not
straight.
gonna get into it. Yeah, Jeff did a good job yesterday. No, real quick, I'll say this real fast. To end it. Mike, just chill out though, because Jeff did a good job defending you. And
Yeah,
letting
let's
people know to let him think on his own, because those little kids were up here crying, "Leave him alone. We don't want you around him. Please, sir, stay away from him. Stay away from
Yeah.
the evil Mike, please." You know, but
So let's
Jeff held his own as a man. So leave it alone.
Yeah.
Everything's good. All right.
So let's get this straight. I'm the most evil person on panel. That's not even debatable.
Nah, I'm evil. Yeah, you
You're a
don't know.
candidate. You would be in the right. I would put your name in the hat. But I think there are. I don't know where the depths of evil. What the depths of evil are here yet. So you may not be. You may not come away with the crown.
Mike doesn't win in evil. Mike is not evil. He's
And I think Plasma's right. I think we could use some Jesus right now. Does anybody
Jesus?
want to?
Yeah.
For peace, he's the Prince of Peace, and he brings peace. So if we just take a few seconds to try to tap into that Christ energy, Jesus, please bring us some peace. Get this panel back on track. Keep us in community. Keep us in harmony, and do your magic in Jesus' name.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen.
Pray the Lord Jesus
Lord
to put
Jesus.
gutters on this bowling alley so we don't go into the gutters.
What?
One thing
Yeah.
the one thing I've been watching a lot lately, I don't know why I'm obsessed with cooking channels. I'm obsessed with cooking channels. Is there something that anyone on panel likes to cook, like their favorite thing in the world?
Basil.
He loves to cook basil.
I'm joking. Nah, he knows he gets the
I hate to cook. There's
No,
nothing I like
what?
to cook.
I think I might do sausage.
I think
I
steak.
like-
Pause. I like
Hello.
steak.
I like cooking ribs, then broiling it.
And welcome, Spike, by the way.
I like cooking everyone.
So, Hank, do you boil them? Do you boil them first and then roast them,
Yeah.
or do you just? Okay, gotcha.
I use the Instant Pot to boil them, pressure cook them, then I finish them with the broiler.
That's it. And then they come out amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
There's different ways to do it. There's different completely ways to do ribs. Yeah.
Bro, I'm betting you're watching the cooking channel right now.
What are they cooking?
Hank, do you do you use rub or do you use like the wet sauce?
Both.
Pause.
Okay.
He rubs out the wet sauce.
No, there's two different ways because you can use the rub, which is what the St. Louis style, and then you have the wet style. So you have two different kinds of ribs.
So both, because I just throw them both into the thing. Yeah, both. I put the rub on, and then I use wet seasoning. And I also marinate it. So three different ways.
Yeah. Did you ever try beef ribs? Like try to cook beef ribs?
Dude, this shit is great.
I don't know where to get them from.
Yeah.
Cow.
Yeah. They sell them at
I could
Walmart.
write a book about this almost. This is
You have anything to add?
like a book club or something. Like a recipe.
How to cook ribs book club?
Recipe club.
Cooking is the thing with cooking is very therapeutic. Like when you cook something and you make it to perfection,
Like
I mean, it's therapeutic.
it's like giving Christmas gifts like to Santa. But it's all shit that
Yeah,
we
I
cook
think I
each
said.
other.
Is that what it is?
The secret cooker, the secret Santa.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I
I don't
Yeah,
appreciate
know
we
that.
how
could come up
somebody
with a
could
bunch of
burn.
ideas, but like yours are getting boring. Anyone else want
Okay,
to
Okay,
say
why
something?
don't you take
Yeah,
yeah,
over?
like
I don't
burning,
believe.
like burning,
I don't
like
believe I
burning,
ever
like
ate. Okay, I
burning
can't talk
shit
when you're
on the
talking.
ground.
This Fox News.
Oh, I think we're talking both at the same time. What I was
Yeah,
gonna say, because I'm about to skate anyway. I gotta put up a TV. Um,
yeah,
but
no doubt.
burning like food on the grill, I let this girl cook, and I hope her mother-in-law says, that Eric, you're not gonna cook the food on the grill. I'm like, no, she's doing it already. But then she burns like the food. So I get what he's kind of saying it being therapeutic. Because if I'm cooking to make everybody happy and everybody enjoy. I think feeding people makes me happier than feeding
Yeah,
myself. You know, seeing other people happy, bringing them food, especially older people. And
yeah.
Yeah,
That's the soul part of food. There's more to food than just food. There's a
yeah,
whole
if I want to cook, I want to cook to see the smiles on everybody's face.
yeah.
And
yeah.
every so far, it's always been a guy. Oh, he's on the grill. Even my aunt, when I messed up fish on the grill when I was a kid, and it was like called it minced
Oh,
fish, and my mom and them were laughing at me. My aunt, she could see it. She was like, "Oh no, I love it," and she was eating it. But it was the first time she let me go on the grill in Baltimore. I
yeah.
was like, "Oh, cool." So yeah, you cook to see everybody face and everybody happy. That's it's kind of therapeutic for that,
No
Stay
doubt.
chilling, stay grilling.
huh?
Stay chilling, stay grilling.
You get that
Chilling
piece of
steak.
salmon. You get that piece of salmon. You put on the grill, and you do it with the butter and the
God, I'm
rosemary.
so sorry.
Nothing better than that. No, I mean, grilled salmon is the best. It's the absolute best.
In your opinion, and you want to talk about food forever?
Lanza.
But we're talking about positive stuff, unlike your little faggot ass. But it's okay.
Okay, all right, all right, all right,
No,
all
like
right.
I would like
We
to hear from
no
other
no. We
people,
gotta
bro.
we gotta try again another day. That's.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Mike.
I appreciate the conversation. We'll
Oh,
just
that's Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash, that's he's the worst wrestler in the world. This guy right here, Kevin Nash. It's not funny. You ruin wrestling with your
What's up, Jeff?
finger punch of death.
hey,
No, I'm
he's
on. I
talking.
mean,
See,
no, I just like.
I try my hardest, yo. I'm not in the drama stuff. Like, I'm like very good at the stuff that I do. Sometimes, like I'm on YouTube, but I'm on YouTube like as a literal character, not like doing live streams. I'm on a couple of
That's a
shows
literal
where we do
character.
stuff. Yeah, I'm like a performance. Before I perform,
You are a performance.
How do we
I
Of
know
course.
this is not a
Yeah, no,
performance?
he's
Oh
right.
no, this was the best way. This was a performance. I was trying to keep Mike from giving these people content. That was my whole thing.
From doing what?
Giving
This is
giving
Taking
Wombat
over.
and Probate and all these people who come here to follow him content. So I wanted him to
Oh,
like
I
stay
see.
on
Okay.
topic. Yeah, I wanted him to stay on topic. And now they're gonna have that him getting kicked off. Then they're gonna put me up there. Like, ugh,
Oh, they're gonna make content. It's gonna be like breaking
Yeah.
news. Mike Cerrone got kicked off of panel,
Yeah.
and they're gonna clip
Really?
it. Yeah,
But
that.
They're gonna say his boyfriend Eric was there and
No, I didn't do anything with him that I would not done with anybody else that took the conversation
So-
there, and he's welcome to come back another time and try again. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
I kept trying to talk about food. He didn't have to. Like, it's all right though. I got
Yeah,
it. We'll
here's the
try
thing.
again tomorrow.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is like the 5th time it happened, so it's gonna be boring. And I got kicked off before, and it's not a big deal. So
I get kicked off a lot. I get kicked off of panels all the time.
I've been kicked
Yeah.
off of this panel before.
I usually end up leaving, but
Yeah,
yeah, same thing happens with me on panels.
What's
but nobody answered. No, y'all didn't answer my question. Because before I do this TV, don't you think like you should get frustrated with somebody and tell them their boyfriend should do stuff? I mean, but I know this is a kid that looks at me like her uncle, so I'm gonna do it. But I'm like looking at her boyfriend, like, yo, you should be able to know how to do this. Shit,
you're a
he know how to
kid,
put it.
you have a boyfriend, you're looking at a kid or a TV, what?
I'm looking at. Okay, a friend of mine, her daughter, I knew her since she was a kid. She just moved into an apartment. I had helped her move Saturday, right? Me and her boyfriend.
Okay.
And she wants me to put up a TV for her. Mount the TV.
Tell if your friend
What-
put
I
up a
guess not.
TV.
Well, why don't the boyfriend doesn't know how to do it?
Oh, are you like thinking there's something hidden behind it? It's
No,
more. It's
I'm saying it's not hitting. I'm saying what's your opinions if a woman is with a guy, shouldn't the guy know what he's? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
Being
why
in,
isn't he putting up the TV
So
yeah,
here's my thing. Women are stupid. They pick the
Oh my
stupidest guys
God.
because they're easier to control. So that's
with their
okay,
what
yeah, because
theory?
that's one. No, that's
That's a,
definitely one theory.
that's a good
I can
question.
agree.
That's funny.
Cause like I could give her advice on that. Like, yo, what do you have? Like, don't make this be the guy that's in the house. Even though he has a job, he works for Amazon, so I can understand that part. But don't have a guy in the house. And working is not an excuse not to do something.
I don't understand. Is there something else other than you're helping someone do it, making a point that people need to do shit more? Or are you implying
Oh,
something
I
else?
forgot. You have a hard time taking the information. I'm gonna do it slower for you. I'm trying to. I was just asking a question because okay, more of a question than how I feel. So I'm gonna take it away from a question. I feel that if you are living with someone, a husband or a wife, your wife should be responsible for certain things, and your husband should be responsible for certain things. Like there should be no reason that my wife should ever have to ask another man for money or to help ask another man to help her lift anything or move anything or grab groceries. That is my job as her husband or boyfriend. You understand what I'm trying to say now?
Yeah. That was perfect.
Okay, cool. All right. I think I did
Did
my
you
job.
ask her? Are you gonna ask her? Like,
Oh yeah, when I get there and I'm doing it, I'm like, your boyfriend doesn't know how to do this.
yeah.
The only
Let
thing
us
I
know what she said. Let us know what the answer is.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna say it nicely because she's. I'm gonna say it nicely. All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here too. And thanks for having me up, Chuck. And Henry.
Yeah, thanks for coming up. It was
Later,
And
Kevin.
Spike.
Thank Club.
All right.
Just for the record, I challenge anyone to find a clip where I said something bad about you.
Oh, I'm not worried about
Yeah,
that.
but nobody really cares. It's okay.
I make my own judgments about people, and we're we're cool as far as I know.
We are. Don't let the voice of division come in and let you think differently.
Spike, what's going on today?
Good morning. I just woke up like a half hour ago and everybody was screaming on your panel. I'm like, what's going on in here?
Oh, it was actually relatively calm and nice conversation today. There was a little bit of turbulence here and there, but overall, I think it was a good panel.
Of course, yeah. Zach, why are you talking smack about me on other panels, bro?
Yeah, I know. That's all I do, man. I take your name and I run it through the streets in the mud, and
Because it's all on. I don't ever feel like I'm talking behind somebody's back when I'm saying something on a panel. Because they could be watching. It's all out in the open. Um, Somebody could show it to them later. So if I'm saying something on a panel about someone, I'm assuming that they're gonna find out, or they have the ability or potential to find out.
yes. And for me, anything I say somewhere on some panel somewhere else, I'll say to your face even harsher. So don't come at me with that crap. I will literally just smack it down on you.
exactly.
Yeah, I've watched Hank enough on this channel to know not to mess with him.
Excellent.
I'll mind my P's and Q's, bro.
So is that a banjo, Zach?
Nah, bass.
It's bass. Oh, okay. It's an unamplified bass. Okay.
Yeah, Zach has some videos of him jamming on his bass. I was listening to him the other day. It was pretty dope.
They're all terrible videos. I looked at a couple of them and I'm like, oh man, why did I even post this?
Do you write your own stuff?
A little bit. Especially if you get together with people you never met before, you end up writing a lot of your own stuff real quick. So
I think Moose is going to come up after in a little while and talk about homelessness. I was thinking about that today because we had our primary election. I had to fill out my ballot this morning, and homelessness was some of the issues that kept coming up and the different politicians' positions on homelessness. In fact, I was in a weird situation because they want to pass this tax. It's a property tax, so it would affect homeowners, and they want to increase like a percent or something to get extra money to fund some of these services that are underfunded. And so they put it on the ballot, and I have to decide, not being a property owner, whether property owners should pay more tax to fund these services or not. And at first, I wasn't even going to fill it out. I'm like, I'm not even a property owner. I don't want to. I don't want to have a say in how much tax they pay if I don't even own property myself. But then I realized that this is my chance to have a voice and influence things and determine. Even though I'm not a property owner, I have a say in how the revenue that generated from their property is used.
See,
And so I don't know, it felt weird like telling the rich what to do with their money, but at the same time it felt empowering telling the rich what to do with their money.
I think I've solved the homeless problem pretty much, and it's kind of simple. It's like we got all these immigrants coming in from Mexico, right, over the border, millions a day. Well, think about all the empty houses that they're leaving behind in Mexico. We should just have the homeless from this country move to Mexico.
So
It
seriously,
is
here's two problems there. I have two problems. There's plenty of empty houses already in the United States, so that we could put them people in homes. And the bigger problem is there's people who like being homeless. We have people on the panel who brag about being homeless.
Yeah.
So there's people who just don't want homes, and we have plenty of housing with the empty buildings. So we don't need to send anyone to Mexico. We just don't send the problem.
I was kidding, Hank. That was a big convoluted joke I was making.
Well, yeah, it'd be funnier, sir.
Is it million? It's not millions a day. It can't be millions.
No, it's not millions a day. But
I'm trying to see how many. I'm trying to find the numbers. It's hard to find daily numbers.
I think it's a couple 100,000 a day, though, last I heard.
That seems like a lot.
It can't be that many coming over the border. Or a couple 100,000 of what? What's the unit?
People, I
Per
guess.
people.
Coming over the border? No, that's way too many.
Well, how many do you think?
That's what people are saying.
Couple hundred.
Well, one article I found said it averages out to approximately 2,000 over the last 92 days, and this was 2018. So it's like a couple of thousand spread out over several months. So that would be, I don't know how many a day. But it doesn't look like hundreds of thousands. It doesn't even look like thousands. Maybe not even. Maybe not even more than 100 a day.
Yeah, it can't be hundreds of thousands because hundreds of thousands.
Oh wait, it does go on to say the daily average hits 2020 if you cut out October and some other month. So part of it is statistical artifacts, but if you take out certain months, the average does go up to 2,000 a day. Here, I'll post the link and y'all can figure it out. But this is from like before 2020 too.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what happened with the administration that's in there now? Maybe it increased a little, but
Welcome me. Angel, well, they need to write that into the contract then and get it enshrined in at least policy, if not law. But then there was that situation in Bangladesh where all the veterans got these jobs that were set aside from them, and now everybody's tearing up the country because they don't think it's fair. I agree that we need better veteran services, and I think that's a reflection of the appreciation we have for veterans and the value we place on them. If that were higher, I think the services would be higher as a result.
I think there's a conspiracy to not just mistreat the veterans so they don't get too powerful.
Maybe
Hmm.
so.
What do you mean? Like they're gonna form a militia or something? Or
Well, they could if they had their crap together. But if they don't, then we don't have to worry about a trained militia
yeah.
trained with our tax dollars. We just had the militarized police to worry about, and they are lapdogs, so it's not a big deal, except for to the peons. So
Well, did we solve everything?
Yeah, it's fixed.
no,
Case closed.
I was kind of waiting to see what Moose had to say about homelessness, but
Well, I think what's he doing? Eating
we
or
might
something?
have solved all the other issues. The homelessness problem, at least here in Washington State, is more of a substance use problem than anything else.
Hmm.
That is the biggest barrier to staying housed.
Is weed
And then
legal?
mental health, I think, is secondary.
Is weed legal there?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. In fact, the voters legalized it before. In Seattle, they decriminalized it before the voters actually legalized it. So we had it a little earlier than the rest of the state.
Similar to California.
California is. Yeah, because y'all have the Humboldt County and that area.
Oh yeah, everything in LA is from Humboldt or was from Humboldt back in the days.
Me, yeah, I don't know if the system there is anything like the one in Seattle. I imagine it probably is, where it's an entire industry, and it sustains itself. Like they don't actually address the problem because I think they need every stakeholder, everyone has a stake in keeping the system exactly as it is. And that involves keeping a certain number of homelessness available to be in the system and all of that. Because when I was in it, I tried to graduate them out of the system, and it was not designed for that. And I got a lot of resistance.
yeah, because if you saw the problem, everyone's out of the job.
Well, actually, it's the Supremes nationally. So, and the new Seattle mayor, was sweeping the homeless camps even before that ruling. And so, I don't know if they're gonna all come up here. Oh, no problem, Spike.
What do you mean sweeping them? Like he was going around cleaning up
The
for him? You know, like
camping in public parks is now, because the Supreme Courts didn't say it was illegal, but they said if local jurisdictions want to make laws forbidding it, those laws are not unconstitutional.
Hmm.
And so Oregon had a law that forbid it, and now I mean that they tried to pass a law prohibiting it, and it got challenged, and now they can go ahead and pass that law and have that law. So all the people in Oregon that were benefiting from being able to camp in public parks now have to go somewhere else.
where are they gonna go?
That's the question. But Seattle's been sweeping their parks too, because they got really bad during COVID and the Chaz and all of the 2020 unrest. And so for a couple of years after that, they were kind of at the peak, and they needed sweeping.
Hmm.
Well, I heard that they walked that back. I remember in wasn't that 2016? They decriminalized all drugs, and now they're having to reverse that.
I don't know, man. What's the answer?
Well, the answer is to examine the fact, like, why are people homeless in the first place, and what are the barriers to getting them housed and keeping them housed. And the people that are just fall into homelessness through financial circumstances, but are otherwise um, like don't have any substance use or mental health issues, those are easier to house. You can get them back
Yeah.
on a track where they can stay integrated into society pretty easily. But that's not the bulk of the homeless. It's mostly in Seattle, in Washington State anyway. It's majority substance use and or mental health, and then mental health alone without substance use is about 20%, and and then you have the voluntarily homeless, which I think you just leave those people alone. That's a certain lifestyle. They know
Mm.
how to live it. Just let them be. Just leave them free to live it. That's a voluntarily self-determined type of homelessness. But the substance use and mental health type, and some of it, if it's not substance use and strictly mental health, it's personality disorders, where it's people that are just really difficult for other people to interact or socialize with.
Yeah.
And so they end up isolated and unable to get their economic needs met. Moose.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Moose.
So, so these past 2 days is really the reason why I brought this topic up is because um, yesterday there was a lady who came into the store and she had a cat on her back. Uh, I saw that like she had it on a leash and everything, and I saw her get off the bus, and I saw her like get off the bus with like 4 or 5 like totes, and so. Um, I knew something was going wrong for this lady, and it was weird because on Facebook, uh, like the day before, the person that actually showed up at the store had posted on Facebook saying that she was going to be homeless within the next couple of days and needed a job. And I didn't put two and two together till today. But she came in, and then we got her a job application and stuff. And she told me she slept on the street the night before. And so when I got done with my shift, I went outside and I saw her sitting there by herself. And I said, I sat there and I talked to her for a few minutes, and I tried to you know, uh, just make sure that like she had somewhere to go for the night, you know. And I made sure that like I said, if you don't have anywhere to go tonight, make sure that you tell one of the people in here, our manager or whatever, because we can try to find, we could try to get you help. We could try to get you some help, right? Well, I woke up this morning and it was like a thunderstorm last night. I'm talking like the fucking walls were shaking, like it was pouring rain last night. And I arrive at work, and I'm putting taking my boots off, putting my shoes on, and I look over, and she's there. She's still there. Like she actually like slept at the store overnight.
Inside the
Uh,
store?
no,
No.
outside the store.
Oh.
That's even dumber.
There's an employee like area where people like can smoke cigarettes or whatever, and it's covered. So it was kind of a smart idea or whatever. But like, I'll hurry up. What ended up happening was I talked to the manager. We had like a real like heart to heart conversation. We did not want this lady arrested. We didn't want any harm to come to this lady. All we wanted was help. So we called the sheriffs and we said, what can we do about this situation without this lady is 100% like she's kind. She's not disrupting customers. She's not doing anything out of the ordinary that anybody else would do. But it's fucking raining out here, and she needs somewhere to go. So they came and they picked her up, and so I'll find out tomorrow. The sheriff's supposed to call back and update Tim and let him know if she's okay or whatever. But the reason I bring that up is it our responsibility to take care of each other, or is it not? I mean, like when you're in California, you see hundreds and hundreds of homeless people, right? When you're here in Maine, you don't see that as much.
Hmm.
The weather, the climate, it's not a good climate for you to be living out on the streets here. People could die. The weather, goes to -20. It's It's just weird. Is it our responsibility, guys, to take care of each other?
Is she still an employee?
Oh no, she applied for a job yesterday.
Oh, but she didn't actually. Y'all didn't give her a job yet.
I don't know. I don't know if they gave her a job or what not yet. Where the first
Do they
priority is
have
try to get her.
homeless resources there,
We
services
have
or
we have a
agencies?
homeless shelter right down the street from where I'm at, and I would have taken her, but all I had was the motorcycle. You know, and I could I
She can ride,
obviously
bitch. She
what?
can, she can road, bitch, and try to take another trip.
I
Take
know,
herself
I
there.
know she could have rode, bitch. That's where every woman's supposed to ride. I'm not riding in the back of my own bike. But she had a cat. She had a cat on a leash, dude. And she also had bunches of totes of all her belongings, dude. Like
What
this
was it?
is
A house
somebody
cat or
who
exotic cat?
how
Was
what?
it
A
domesticated cat
server?
or
Was it like
exotic
Busker's
cat?
cat?
Oh no, it was cool cat, man. It was a cool cat. It didn't harm. It didn't bother anyone. It was like a service cat or something.
Yeah, it's probably her support animal. How old did she seem? Like middle aged, elderly?
She seems like she's in her late 30s, early
Oh,
40s,
that's young.
and it's clearly like it's clearly a it's one of those things, man. Something could have happened, or her boyfriend could have died, her girlfriend could have died,
Yeah.
her mom could have died, whatever. And it's like it just I don't know. For some reason, I feel compelled to do something, and it's like I don't know. I feel like it's all of our responsibility to make sure that because we live in the same country, we inhabit the same fucking planet. We, I'm not trying to Jack Talcott it, but it's like we've got we've
Tell
literally got rental houses up here, right? Rental after rental after rental after rental. We've got people that come from all over the world to work here during the summer, and they have no place to live. These people that are working full time have no place to live. So where are the destitute supposed to go when that happens too?
Yeah, but the thing is we're each one of us are only one person, so there's only so much we as one person can do, even if it is our responsibility. And there's like agencies that are set up to kind of centralize some of that responsibility. So maybe it's just a matter of making sure the most effective agencies are in place and supporting those instead of direct assistance. But like in your situation when you're able to help directly, I think that's always great. But I don't know on an individual level if that's always possible.
Right, because not everybody's the same. Not everybody has the same affect if you approach them or
Yeah.
or even the
some
same
people can be
resources,
hostile.
like some people don't have money for themselves. How are they going to help someone else?
I agree. I agree. And that's the conundrum,
There
right?
are people that out there that are called to serve the homeless. I have a good friend in Seattle. That's his. He's not homeless himself, but he considers that his people, and that's his tribe. And he walks the streets all day long, and he knows them. He knows their relationships, their stories, their culture, everything. That's just where he feels comfortable and at home and connects with the most. So there are people out there that are drawn to connecting with that population. And I think giving those people the support and the all the opportunities that they can get to like act on that. So I guess find the people that are already like inclined that way and help empower them, and because they're the ones that are going to be most positioned to do the direct help.
Coming from I'm an anti-system kind of guy, right? And so I don't think I'd ever call the police on somebody. Last time I called the police on a drunk driver who I was behind, like he almost killed somebody, and the police got all mad at me. So I said I'll never call him
What did
again.
they tell you?
Uh, they got all pissed off. They said that person has already been reported, and I
Well, how are
said,
you
yeah, but
supposed to know that?
I'm behind the person. I don't know that other people are calling you, and I saw him almost run head on into a not a mobile home, but a camper thing, majig. Yeah, Yeah. So yeah, and then I was totally thinking like, oh man, I got to think outside the box, outside the system and stuff. But then I took the Jeff approach, and I was like, we got to utilize what we got. We got to utilize the systems that we got because that's why we pay taxes, right? I mean, if we're gonna pay taxes for this and we're gonna contribute to it, we might as well utilize it.
I mean, you could do
But
both. You could also think outside the box and come up with ad hoc or grassroots solutions. But yeah, I think that's like try to do what you can with the system you have. Like every system's going to be different and none of them are going to be perfect. But test your existing system first, and then if it doesn't work, you have something to go on. But it may work. And so
Yeah,
like I
yeah, I
guess
agree.
give it a try first. And I forgot. I lost it. Go ahead, Hank.
it's not the most
Yeah,
interesting topic, guys. I'm sorry.
yes. So I do
No, it is.
think we're responsible for just the other people in the system, since we're partially responsible for what system we have. And but we can't. But for like global solutions, I need them to be tested locally if possible. Otherwise, I can't trust it. I can't because if you need everyone to contribute, like if you need everyone for the thing to work, then it's not going to work because it's too many people.
Well,
Right,
isn't
and there's too
taxes
many
the
outliers that don't do it.
responsibility?
Sorry.
Like paying taxes, isn't that our meeting that responsibility? Because then the taxes
But
get
yeah,
funneled to everything we're responsible for.
well, taxation is rent, but there's people who embezzle and there's people who don't have money.
And there's people
So
that don't want to pay taxes, that think it's enslavement and slavery and all that other stuff.
yeah, well, yeah, no, those people just say taxation is theft instead of rent. They're free to leave.
Moose, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just choking to death. Um,
Oh,
no, I definitely am, I tested out the system, the local system, and if it works, I'm gonna continue on with it. I do feel inspired to. My wife and I have been talking about possibly donating some of our time to the Bread and Loaves. It's a food pantry, and
wow.
so I'm thinking that I need to do that sooner than later because I feel compelled to do something. But um, I think the reason why this is hitting me so hard, guys, is because community is important. We've got to build this community. We've got to know our neighbors. We've got to know people. We literally live in these cities and towns with each other, and we're gonna see each other, and we're gonna interact with each other. We're gonna do business with each other. I mean, the least we can do is give a shit about each other. Because soon, if things get worse, if things get harder, if milk gets up, to $10 a gallon, if bread goes up, the more things are stretching people's wallets thin, the less they're going to be able to pay, and the more homeless they're going to be. And so, I mean, I do feel that like if something doesn't happen, shit, I could be homeless one day, and I don't want that to happen.
Anyone could be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm about a step away from it myself. But I think a lot of us are.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a big fear, man. I don't want to be homeless, especially not, in the harsh winter.
I think I could do the camping thing. Like I wouldn't be homeless, street homeless. I would just go in the woods with a
Yeah.
tent and hike and backpack.
Yeah, but even that is there's restrictions on it. You can only stay a certain amount of time in campgrounds, and then you have to mosey along, and there's
I
a
would
lot
be
of
like
rules and stuff
Steve.
out there.
That's assuming someone's enforcing the policy. So if there's no one
Yeah.
out there to enforce it, well, who cares?
I don't. I'm not saying against it. I'm just saying watch out if you do it.
And it's housing. We need help. Like we need more housing, and in a lot of areas, there's people that don't want the new housing where they have their homes. They're worried about their property values. So that's in tension with this need for new housing.
Well, we have housing, we just don't want other people to use it.
We don't have enough though in the cities at least.
Well, just well, there's plenty in the suburbs. I mean, we have closed stores everywhere that we could, if we change the laws to plan
Well,
the areas.
that's the political will that has to be there. That's politics.
Or another thing, we could just have more people live in the same house.
Uh, maybe not this house, but maybe if people want to do that.
You have to make everyone get a queen size bed and then share it with a stranger.
That's how we grew up. We had the big families all in one big bed.
I've actually done that a few times, Zato, and I'm not proud of it.
Yeah, that was very common in my culture. Praline, I was homeless one time for a day, a night, one day and one night in the French Quarter in New Orleans, and I found these black guys that were homeless. They would hang out under this tree in Jackson Square, and I hung out with them, and they were like giving me tips on how to be homeless. And I slept in my car at night with the window cracked because it was so hot. I would wake up in the morning like soaking wet from all the sweat from sleeping in
Yeah.
that car at night. And that was my experience being homeless in the French Quarter. It was boring. I was like, this is so boring. This is stupid. I don't want to do this. And I went back to my ex and I said, can I stay here till I find a place?
Wow. Was that the only time you slept in your car? Because I slept in the car more than that. Wasn't homeless, but just sometimes.
That's the only
near
time
that.
I was actually homeless and had to use it as shelter. I've slept in it
Oh,
before, but I've had homes.
yeah, I got you.
Well, Jeff, I'm gonna have to drop off because I got some real life stuff to do. So,
That sounds good. That sounds healthy.
maybe,
Zatoichi,
yeah.
another great appearance from you.
Nice to see you again.
Great to see you, brother. Have a good day.
Good one, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah, have a good day. I hope your stuff goes well.
Thanks.
What
I
can I
guess it
say, guys?
depends
I'm
on the
soft.
family, Praline. Some of them do. Some of them don't for reasons. Do what, Moose?
Oh, I said I'm a softie, guys. What can I say? I got a heart. I got a huge heart. Sometimes I need to balance it
I know.
with my
I
brain.
noticed that about you. I think it's a strength, but also a vulnerability around the wrong
Definitely
people.
is. Yeah, having like a serious case of empathy sometimes it's dangerous, my brother. It's dangerous.
I know, but I also think it's what
It makes me me, man.
elevates us as a species. It's what keeps us from being just another animal on the planet. And
Yeah.
it enables humans to come together and do something more than just be an animal species.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be.
I'm having some this what do you call it? When you're reminiscing about nostalgia or whatever? Like, yeah, in the 90s, man. The 90s, I grew up in a trailer park, little mobile home park, single wide. We had we had like 10 or 12 people in the single wide mobile home. Seven of the
Dang.
people in there were African American. They were our best friends. Still talk to them on Facebook every once in a while to this day. Grew up with these guys, right? We all lived in the same house. We all got along. It was cool because I got to eat food from different cultures right in my own kitchen. You know what I mean? We had barbecues on the street. We'd close down the street. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just put the
I do.
barbecues on the street. We put the table in the middle of the road. And if somebody's coming home from work or whatever, we move the table real fast, let you come down the street. Make sure all the children are safe. Make sure, everybody can have a good time. People playing basketball and shit. You know what I mean?
I
Like
do
that.
know what you mean.
That's what I envision, man. That's what I envision when I say I'm trying to build community. I'm trying to build that human connection back.
Let me ask you this. Is Maine the type of people that would do that type of stuff?
Oh man, it's hard to say. The people here are great, man. People here, they care about each other. Just this morning, after that, the girl got picked up. Uh, there was a group of four young boys, and they had a tire flatten out, right? And they were struggling. They were struggling. They were like my size, your size, and I have a lot of like laborers that come into the store in the morning. Next thing you know, I'm like, these guys have been sitting out here for fucking 30 minutes, bro. And I look up from the register and I see a bunch of the dudes who come into the work and they're over there. They pop that fucking tire on. They bat, 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 bat. All right, cool. Have a good day, fellas. That's the kind of people we live with here, man. You break down on the side of the road. They're not just going to, they got to get to work, right? They got to get to work 10 minutes ago. But they're going to stop and put your fucking tire on because you're part of the community, man. You know what I mean? Even if you're a tourist, people will stop and fucking help you. It's not always glorious. It's not always like a big community, but I mean, it's a better sense of community than California. California was such a transient state.
Yeah.
Maine is got generations upon generations that have lived here and grown their families here, and so I don't think that it has been. I don't think it's changed as much as California. California is very diverse. Maine is very diverse too. We've got a lot of Jamaicans up here. We've got a lot of Puerto Ricans. We've got people from Romania. We've got people from the Ukraine here working. People from Russia working. So we do have a diverse crowd up here. It's not that there's not diversity. It's not that there's not cultural stuff. I think that it's the transient factor of California. You know,
That's
you
how
get a new
Vegas
job
was
in
too.
California,
It
and you
is
gotta move.
is it more is it less urban up there too? Like the scale it's at a scale where that kind of community
Yeah,
might be more possible than if it was a big urban
I think
setting.
so. I think so. The town I moved from with the hotel only has 3,000 people, and it's it's very country like. It's not, our big store is Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, that's our big store out here. So,
Well, isn't that everyone's biggest store?
Target.
well, you guys have other stuff too. You know, other people have malls. They have Best Buy. They got all kinds of
Yeah,
weird stuff.
Walmart's still the biggest here. Even we had other stuff that's small fish compared to Walmart. We had super WalMarts, multiple super WalMarts.
Yeah, we don't even got a super.
We
We
have
just got a.
Target and Fred Meyer. So there's Walmart alternatives.
Yeah, we have Walmart alternatives, but Walmart's still bigger.
I don't go to Walmart though. I'm not into that. And every time I go there, Jeff, I mean, it's like a clown circus.
It's been that way. Even when I remember when Walmart started. I'm old enough to remember the first Walmarts. And it was clown show then.
Yep.
I mean, it's the only place that you can walk around and you could wear like see-through pants with no
Uh-huh.
underwear. Women just walking around like that. Are their people's stomachs hanging out like I
The
mean
people
it's
they have a whole website, the people of Walmart, where the people chronicle all the like people go to Walmart like at 3 in the morning and hang out and chronicle all the weird people that they find. And Walmart has a certain smell. I could smell it in my mind right now. I know what a Walmart smells like. It smells different than any other store. There's
smells
a
like an
Walmart
old dusty
smell.
cabinet. No, it does have a smell. It does have a Walmart smell. There is a Walmart smell.
Even like when you get your stuff home, the clothes and stuff in the bag, and you take them out the bag, they have a Walmart smell on
It's kind of like a Hillary Clinton smell. Sulfurish. Sulfurish, I think. Little political humor there. I'm over here dying, folks, but I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
them. Right. Like and subscribe. This is an entertainment channel. We hope you're entertained. Uh,
Not only is this an entertainment channel, but this is a channel where we hope to inspire others to be better, do better, and you know, maybe take Hank out on a date because
and get
Hank.
Hank Lead. Yes, that is. We have many missions here. We're community focused, and
What kind of men
we
do you
try.
like, Hank?
Show moves by color quiz.
Oh,
Oh,
color
okay.
quiz. I'll do that right now. I'll do that right now.
This is Hank's, and if you keep in mind his mission, it all kind of makes sense. Desperately seeking relief. Well, this says you're able to find pleasure and happiness in sexual activity,
Yes.
as long as there's not a lot of conflict or emotional difficulty. But wouldn't that be true for any? Like, who wants conflict or emotional difficulty?
A lot of
Like
people.
enhancing their sexual pleasure.
There's a lot of people.
I kind of like to fire up my wife. Like if she gets fired up, sometimes it's a little more passionate. I don't know.
Makeup sex is good. That's some of the best sex. So maybe there is place for conflict in sex.
I can't see that.
You need a link?
He's feeling a large amount of stress due to his inability to achieve goals and his indecisiveness on how to go about changing the situation for the better. Current situation is unsatisfied, but feels a lack of cooperation from others. I do know that you have that frustration with people. Need for understanding, affectionate. I don't know if they got that one.
They got it right.
Impatient, irritable, and need to escape.
I've gotten really good at hiding that.
Self-centered and easily offended.
I'm pretty good at hiding that too.
Sometimes.
But it's there. It's totally there. And that's why
Yeah,
I get
that's
along
me.
with Jack Talcott so well.
I'm one of those.
Yeah. That's why I get along with Jeff and Jack so well.
What about me?
Talcott?
Yeah, Talcott, you,
Me, because of
yes,
our
Moose.
Oh.
A mutual self-centeredness and
our ego. It's our egoism, a healthy,
yeah, egoism,
based
yes.
egoism.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm still coughing up my lungs.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna join the StreamYard, and I'm gonna share this so that way you can, if you want to, we'll do the color test together.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, let's do that.
I'll do it
Yes,
live.
quick.
You want to do it
Yeah,
live?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
share
it's-
your screen if you want.
Yeah, it's
All
very
right,
quick, so it won't take more than like 5 minutes.
Okay. Don't pull the other moose on stage. I'm coming right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Need the link. Boom, boom.
Here, I'll put it in the chat for everybody too. Y'all can take it yourself. All you do is pick different colors, and then it tells you about your personality or all your problems. There it is, Spike.
It works.
Okay, so you said don't put it up, don't bring it up.
Oh no!
Don't
Go ahead.
listen to her.
Bring up the test.
Okay.
Yeah, show the test and don't listen to her.
Okay, let's.
You have to choose
So-
your gender. Pick your gender. What were the
What you
options?
identify as today?
Neutral. I'm offended. If I was non-binary or trans, I'd be offended that neutral was the option.
What
So
if the
what's your
color
first
I don't? What if I don't like the color though? Like.
Well, you just do it in order. You're gonna pick it in order, so it's from best to pick the one that you like the best now, and then
Yeah.
Oh man, this is like hard. These are none of my colors though.
go with your body, like check tuning with your body, and just go with your emotion, like your gut emotion reaction to the different. Which one makes you feel the best?
Just remember, color is just a theory. Color theory is just a theory. Just remember that. That makes the test much easier.
All right. Oh, I have to keep picking. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
absolutely.
So it goes.
How do you
it
think
goes
this shit works?
From
the
best to
best,
worst.
The best to worst. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then you have to do it again.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm just picking now because these aren't even my colors, man. I need like purple and black. Okay, part 2. Now you select the colors again. Don't try to duplicate the choices you made in the first part. This is not a memory test. Pick the colors in the order that make you feel the best.
Oh, I
Okay,
didn't know.
wait.
See, I never read the instructions. I just click continue the test. I didn't know about waiting for the counter to reach 0. Did you do that, Hank?
No, wait. No, I didn't wait.
I didn't wait
All
either.
right,
I
folks.
want
I
to.
thought that
Go ahead and
I wa-
wait because I want to see if it makes a what difference it makes.
no, just no. Don't tell him what to do. Do what you want, Moose.
Well, but the instructions say for most
All right,
accurate
folks. We're gonna have a
results.
conversation for about 70 seconds here.
How does it
Hey,
affect the How does waiting affect the accuracy? And if that's the case, why don't they just force you to wait?
I think it's a trick. I think it's a double
I
trick. Like
know
it's
this
a
has me suspicious now. There's
yeah.
something.
Hank, did you sign me up for some like MK Ultra shit?
No, that was Officer Snap to sign you up for that.
Okay. I hope Officer Snaps is doing well. I haven't talked to him in a few weeks.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. Just he's promoting that interview that's not going to happen still.
The interview that he's never gonna get, but we're gonna keep promoting it for
Yeah,
just show.
yeah, of course.
All right, folks, we
Just
got 20 seconds left. If you could hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment after the video's over. Anything for the algorithm. Just do it. Just do it. One day, one time, 1 second away. Same shit.
Yep.
yeah, it's really hard.
Oh shit. Shoot.
He picks black last every time.
Well, because I wear the most of black. I wear all black all the time.
Authoritative.
So
Wow, this already fits.
so do
Who's
I
that?
now. I wear black under stuff.
Okay, your existing situation, folks. Can you read this? I can't. I can see it
Yes,
already.
I know how to read, Moose. I'll read it for
No,
you.
I'm just making sure you can see it. Otherwise, I'll try to make it bigger. Is it
I can
good?
read it.
You
All right.
thought he didn't think you could read?
No. It's because he's trying to make a black joke, and I would never do something like that. That's not right. Your existing situation.
Of course, like you would never make a joke.
I never joke around. I'm serious all the time. That's why people throw me out. Authoritative or in a position of power or leadership, feels that current difficulties are causing problems and he's unable to progress further. Determined and commanding, he strives for his goals despite the obstacles he faces. This is crazy. This is crazy, Hank. Your stress source, feels empty and isolated from others and wishes to overcome this feeling. Believes life has more to offer him than what he has experienced thus far and doesn't want to miss out on anything. He pursues all his goals and dreams, fearful that any missed opportunity will cause him to miss out even more. Quickly becomes an expert in any field he pursues and can sometimes come off as overbearing and nosy. Definitely me.
That's
I
you.
am.
That's
Yeah,
scary how accurate that thing
that's
is.
you. All right. Your restrained characteristics. Current events leave him feeling forced into compromise in order to avoid being cut off from affection or future This is scary. This is absolutely scary. Like this is terrifying right now. This is like some like hoodoo, tarot card reading shit. Shoot. You guys gotta help me stop cursing. I gotta stop cursing. Self-centered,
Why?
tends to take this personally and is easily offended, which leaves him feeling isolated. Definitely. Definitely. I'm soft. I'm soft. Believes his hopes and dreams are realistic but needs reassurance from others. Has strict standards when looking for a partner and wants guarantees that he will not disappoint or not be disappointed or lose. Yeah. I used to be very afraid of failing at anything. So that's true. Although he feels isolated and alone, he is afraid of forming deep, meaningful relationships, is conceited, and is easily offended. Yeah, I guess. I guess I'm conceited. I always talk about myself when I come on the stream or how my day is going or what has been happening in my life. I guess that's kind of conceited.
No.
Um, let's
What's
see.
conceited about that?
Open and emotionally involved in relationships and easily finds satisfaction through sexual activity. That's me, baby. That's me. I love it. I love it. I'll tell you what, I love it. Your desired objective is very goal oriented and driven and does not allow things to distract him from reaching his goals. No, I do allow things to distract me at times. At times, I'm afraid of success and therefore I do get distracted. I do overcome all obstacles I'm faced with, and I do like recognition. I do like recognition and a reputation. People have tried to damage my reputation for years, but I know truly that anybody that does know me and has been part of my life will be part of my life for probably ever. I'm a pretty solid dude, and my actual problem is afraid he will be held back from obtaining the things he wants, leading him to act out with a hectic intensity.
I love that phrase.
Man, wow, a
I know
hectic.
this is
I gotta
scary.
look up hectic. I gotta look up the definition of hectic real fast because. All right, let's see.
She's not over 60.
Full of incessant or frantic activity. What is incessant though? Why do you define things in
Unceasing
words?
doesn't end. Endless.
So I'm like that. I'm like herpes or something. I last forever.
No, yeah, energize the bunny.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
yeah, a lot of energy, frantic.
All right. My second actual problem is I fight resistance or limitations and insist he is free to develop on his own way. Rewarded by accomplishing things on his own with little to no help from others. That's not me.
Interesting.
That's not.
The
Oftentimes I do
part
feel
about insisting free to develop in your own way.
no.
Oh,
Rewarded by accomplishing things on my own. It doesn't matter if I accomplish them on my own or if we accomplish them together. The goal is the goal. And if we accomplish the goal, I don't necessarily need to be the one that gets all the credit. I just know that we have come together and accomplished the goal that I set out to do. And that's the goal, right? So I'm not the kind of person that I have to do it on my own. Um, no, no. That's the only thing I think out of the whole color test I was wrong. Hank, I did that live for you. I did that in front of everybody. You guys can say whatever you want. You can call me names, call me a P word. You
a
can say
P
I'm
word.
sensitive. I'm
Can
an
I call you
insensitive
Moose?
bitch.
Can I
Yeah,
call you Moose?
You can call me that too.
Yeah, Neurojack's also here to do it. Because I
Oh,
summoned
it's
him.
Neurojet. Okay.
Oh Lord, what
Thank
is
you,
your
Jack.
personality? What is your problem? Number 1 and 2.
I have no idea, honestly. Hello,
Are
everybody.
Hey, are you taking it?
Well, I'm currently
You're having that connection thing too.
I guess not. He's on his phone.
Yeah. Are you driving?
Yeah, I think he's driving right now. That's kind of what I heard.
No, take it
That'd be
later.
cool.
Yeah, come up and take it next time you're able to hop on. I definitely want to find out your personality, your
Or take
problems.
it
I have my
whenever you
suspicions.
yeah. Take it whenever
Oh,
you
hey.
park. Take a screenshot and we'll just read it out.
What did you think of that, guys? Like, you haven't known me for like
No, I don't
2
even know
days.
you that well, and I was like, oh my god, that's so Moose. Oh my god, how does it know Moose that well?
How
I
did
just
I
have a
get a
question.
thumbs up over my face?
How does it relate to color? What does it mean a color test?
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
You just pick the different colors, like which ones make you feel the best. You pick
So
a series of colors, and based on that, it spits out this personality analysis.
I read
Oh,
the
cool. I
about
can,
page.
we can do that on the phone. Just read out the colors. I'll tell you which one I like.
Well, you have to. It's visual, so you have to see the different shades, and then
Yeah.
like which
Yeah,
ones
it's weird.
resonate with you.
It's not the
So
shades that you would think. Like it's like a dark shade of green,
Yeah,
and
a
then
bunch of
like
off shades.
Okay.
it's off
yeah.
shades. Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
So I know
Well, when I send me the link directly, Hank. When I stop driving, I'll take it really quick. How long does it take? Like 3 seconds or something?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
pardon
takes
You
me.
can do it in
30
probably less than a
seconds.
minute.
Okay, send it to me. I'll do it in like 3 minutes, and I'll when I stop driving. So.
All right.
Copy that.
Did you
I'm
take the
sending
color
to
test, Jeff?
I did
You don't have to do
a
it
while
live. I'm not
back. I know I'll do it. Let me send him the.
Yeah, Jeff go
I'll
first, and then I'll do it after. So
I'll send it
I'll
to
be
you
back
on
in a minute.
Discord as soon as I find your.
All right, cool. I'll be
Man,
back.
it must have been a while since we messaged. Here you go.
Yeah, I've been listening for a few minutes. It's an interesting conversation. That's why I joined. So I'll come back in a minute.
All right. I guess let's get mine. Figure out what my problem is.
Yeah, let me read that theory real quick. It's based on research by Dr. Max Lusher during the early 1900s. And it's common in Europe.
1900. Oh, it's that old. All right. Let me tune in. Let me get in the body. Which color makes me feel the best? That one. That
Did you pick black first by chance?
Second. I
See,
was feeling the
Hank?
yellow a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna
I told
wait.
you I was his number one, Hank. I bet you picked orange, didn't you?
I would. The orange wasn't grabbing me as much as some of the other colors.
Well, yeah, pick all of them, Moose.
And now I'll reset and I'll try it again and see what sequence comes up.
Hey, that's. I'll make dinner though. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is trippy. I didn't think it would be so easy to get inside somebody's head, but I'm about to start plastering this color test everywhere. I want to see what everybody's like.
I remember I took
Oh,
it like in the 2000s when it first came out, and it freaked me out then. It was so I'm like, how does this test know me? That it knew me better than I knew myself.
Yeah, I need to dig into this theories a bit more because it may be better than quicker than MBTI to get a read on people.
Maybe we're just not that complicated, and the AI is going to have us all figured out in no time. Because I had the
Uh,
same reaction when I had my birth chart read. Like, how does this total stranger know that much about the innermost recesses of my psyche from just looking at this chart?
my birth chart wasn't that super accurate. It's I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about because I didn't wait the first times I took it. So I want to see if it makes a difference.
3, 2, 1,
All right.
go!
Let me. Strong-willed and unwilling to take advice from others.
That's you!
However,
That's you, Jeff. That's you, buddy. See, this test is good.
finds himself currently in a dangerous situation, which finding a solution to should be a top priority. Yes, but I keep coming over here instead. It's extremely troubled by what appears to be a hostile environment, feels he is being forced and pressured into doing things he is not interested in, resents the extra demands that are being put upon him, feels powerless. I do not feel powerless to control or change the situation, feels unable to protect. But if they're talking about social environment, absolutely. The Pacific Northwest is definitely all of these things to me, like subjectively. Self-centered, tends to take this personally and is easily offended.
That's us.
I don't
That's
think
all of us.
I'll
Wait,
go
wait,
with
wait.
that. Find
Can you read that
satisfaction.
for me, please? I'm
Huh?
so sorry. Can you reread that for me? I am so sorry.
The part that says self-centered
No, I'm being serious because I
tends
just
to
grabbed my
take this
wife and I saw her
personally and is
stressed.
easily offended. Finds satisfaction in sexual activity. I wish, but is emotionally detached, which prevents him from becoming too involved. That part's accurate. Struggles to make his demands clear, but feels ignored. Yes, yes. I do not feel resentful. Doing what is necessary to keep peace, yes. Conceited and easily insulted. Holds back emotionally. I don't think I hold back emotionally, but is able to find satisfaction through sexual activity. Conceited and is easily. You don't have to say it twice. Your desired objective have too many problems and difficulties at the moment, causing reckless and foolish decisions to be made. I need to find a better escape before I cause my own self-destruction. They're talking about this YouTube. They're saying, get out. This is not healthy. Feeling tension and stress brought on by situations which are out of my control, leaving him helpless, anxious, and inadequate. I do struggle with inadequacy. He tends to act out as a way of covering up his short. No, I don't think this part's accurate. These are like the drama the little brief moments of drama can bring this on, but I don't think that that's the norm. I think those are little punctuated incidents. A lack of energy. No, I have too much energy. I do not wish
Yeah.
to be involved in further activity. No, I'm looking for more activity. Feel powerless, stress, agitation, irritation. I react by becoming the victim and feeling as if
No.
everyone is out to get me. I
No.
demand with annoyance that I need to get my own way. Some people would say yes, that is true,
Uh,
but I
yeah,
don't
some
think it
people.
is.
Yeah, some
I
people
would
say
say
I'm
that
not
I
one of
don't see
them.
myself as
some
a
would
victim. I
say
really don't.
some would say I don't. My wife just took the test, but she didn't wait the 90 seconds, and it's completely not her. It's like everything on the test was like nothing that it said was her. It said something about her being lazy and uh, having some discord inside herself and needing to branch out with others.
None of that's
None of
true.
this stuff on hers. Yeah, hers.
Well, she picked the
But
wrong colors.
but she also went through the colors and then clicked the button, went through the colors again, and just raced through it. So I don't know if she took it with the intent of actually taking it or just because I told her to. So
Oh. Well, at least she listens to her husband. I'm just kidding.
that's right, like a good woman. Just like a good woman.
Well, and me, it does ask you to pick your gender at the beginning, so maybe it does have different algorithms or something for if you choose female.
Yeah.
All
But
So
right.
there's a
just so you
book I'm
know,
trying to
folks,
get.
I listen to her too. I listen to my wife too. She gives me advice and I take it and I run with it, folks.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
sounds like a good partnership.
yeah, she can tell you where the sandwiches are.
I actually, Hank, she makes them for me, so she brings it to me. That's not even a joke, brother.
I know.
Lucky woman. I would love a trad husband to bring a sandwich to, or vice versa. I guess if it's two trad husbands, you have to work that out.
Well,
I guess you
maybe
gotta
one day
share a wife or something. I don't
Which
know.
one makes the sandwich?
one day we can clone me and we can genetically alter him to be into men, and then you could have him.
That would be weird to have a genetically cloned trad husband.
Wouldn't it?
The
Wouldn't it
moose
be so
model,
weird?
but genetically cloned. I don't know. That might be a barrier. That would be hard to get past.
It would be like a sex robot.
That's probably coming too. The cloned AI
Oh,
sex
they got
robots
them.
that you can get in any. You can have them make them in the image of anybody you want.
Well, look up. You can look it up online, and there's articles about Japanese. I think it's Japanese bots.
Now you truly can covet your neighbor's wife. In fact, they could if I would call it covet. That would be the company name, covet. Have a sex robot in the image of anybody you desire. Do
You
you
know why I'm
covet your
not a
neighbor's
sinner?
wife? Well, you could have her now.
You know why I'm not a sinner, Jeff? Because I don't covet the neighbor's wife. I cover her. All right, that was an off joke. Off joke again. My
I
jokes are
got it though. That was.
terrible when I'm sick, folks.
This
I'm
is an
trying.
entertainment channel. We're here every day. We don't have our soundboard to do little, but we're here. We got it. Okay, I guess we really are dying here. Maybe it's time to wrap up. Unless
Oh, I thought
unless
we were
Hank has
waiting.
anything to save us with. Do you have a Hail Mary?
I thought we were waiting for Neurojack to come back and do his test.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Sorry.
I mean,
Yeah,
we could.
we're waiting to Neurojack to find out all about him and his problems.
Well.
Stick around, folks. It's coming up.
But I did have a Hail Mary. It's actually getting the book. I had a sale for a little bit to get it. So,
Oh,
but I'm gonna get what's his name? The doctor's book. What's his name? Max Lucius. I'm getting his book right now.
who's that?
The person who made the theory
Is my
behind the
chopping
color
too loud?
test. Yeah, his book's called the Lucius test. So this test is based on his research. So I'm
Be
getting
nice
the
to
book
have.
about.
Hey, Puffy, welcome.
You know what I
Um,
think we should do? I think Jeff. I think we should rent out a house. We should fit it with cameras. And
oh, like a real life Panelverse.
yes,
Our Big
sir.
Brother. We could do
Yes, sir.
Panel Survivor for real.
The only thing is, Jeff, is you have to agree not to kick people out until we vote for them.
No,
Because
I
we
would.
gotta
I
vote.
always play by the
No,
rules.
no,
Yeah.
What?
no.
Jeff gets to have ultimate supremacy and kick off anyone.
No, no.
Yes,
I would want to
yes.
be. I would want to be a player like everybody else. So somebody else would have to organize it. But people can get kicked off for like violence or acts that fall outside the rules because that happens on reality shows too. But outside of that, you have to. You can only
Like
get
say,
kicked off by the rules.
like
And
if somebody
NeuroJack,
struck
if
me.
you share your screen, do you have a way to share your screen and then I can put your screen on the live stream? Oh, okay. He gave me his results on Discord. I have them in print, but I don't have a way to share them because I don't want to share the Discord.
Yeah, so don't share that. I got the Hail Mary activated. Let me hit my share.
Okay.
So I found the book somehow,
I like
and
those
that's what.
shades a lot better.
Yes, and
That
that's
would have
what.
changed my test, actually. That shade of green is so much better than that ugly
Yep, that shade
hunter
of green.
teal.
That green is
Well,
way better.
Yeah, I hated the green. That was green's my favorite color, but I hated that shade of green on the test. And that was part of the issue for me.
yeah, I kind of like the shade of green now, but it was my favorite. That yellow was my favorite. So
Okay, so you want me to just read it then?
yeah, I guess
Holy
so.
shit, guys! I gotta be incessantly. Is that what it is? Incessant. I am going to stop everything right after you're done. I'm sorry, Jack, but I'm having a cabin delivered. It's pulling up to my driveway right now.
Go ahead and
Okay.
assemble it.
Can you stream it? This is like a cabin just showed up in your driveway?
Lincoln
Uh-oh.
Law.
He's froze. Wait, what?
Oh, it's already assembled. That's convenient.
A house just showed up at his house?
Yeah.
Well, I think we have our panel survivor location. We have our house. We just need the cameras. See, that's the door y'all gonna all be walking out of. Wow, what the? Is this for that lady at the
How many
the
people?
store?
How many people will you try to fit in that that tiny ass cabin?
Hey,
Holy
Shady.
moly! Yeah, it's a really tiny cabin, bro. It's only 500 square feet. Show you where it's
Wow.
gonna go.
If you don't mind me asking, how much does that cost on average?
I'll tell you when I get inside, okay?
Yeah, no Jack wants 5 of those. He wants to build a mansion.
Well, I'm trying to build a compound for my cult I'm starting.
Like the little conservatory thing. What is that little like blue
Oh,
stick figure thing?
So I'm gonna get NeuroJack's results in a word
Somebody's pissed
processor, and
off.
Oh, so that we
yeah,
can share.
yes.
All right. Just setting up for the new neighbor.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we could get a bunch of those. Like get some land.
So that cost 100 grand. It cost 45 grand for the cabin, and then the rest. Am I lagging out?
Um,
Oh, that was just Hank.
in and out.
Okay.
We can hear you now, but you cut out for a second.
Okay, so yeah, it's about 100 grand. Um, and I got the money through selling the hotel and whatnot, and then we bought this house, and this house is in a called a prosperity zone, and so we got a tax write-off if we were to add to the property and make it so that way somebody else could live here as well. And our original plan was to renovate the old barn that's attached to the house and make that into a 2-bedroom apartment. But because it's over 100 years old, it's got a lot of things that aren't up to code, and so it was cheaper to get the cabin. The person we got the cabin from is a man who works like 45 minutes away, and he does like sales on marketplace. So we go to him, we tell him what we want, we look at a couple of the cabins that he has on his property to get an idea of what we wanted, and then we gave him the game plan of where we wanted the doors, where we wanted the windows, the bathroom, the kitchen, and all that. And then he had it done. He overpromised very, very much. So if anybody else were to do this, you would probably pay more towards 150 if you were to go with like a legit person. Because this person's legit, but he's not like, like when I saw the cabins, I went on his property. He had like 10 cabins being built at the same time. He had a crew of construction workers and stuff. So it wasn't like I went to like a commercial lot and went to like a commercial place. Does that make any sense to you guys?
Yeah, you're putting it for you're gonna have tenants.
It's not a commercial
Yeah.
place. It's building the
You're
cabins
like
as
rent
a
it
hobby.
out.
It's going to be a long-term rental, sir. Yeah, long-term rental. So that way somebody has the opportunity to live in this area at an affordable rate.
Wow.
But
Only an
it's
arm and a leg per month.
Only an arm and a leg. Do you think I'm really that much of a
Man, if it wouldn't be so cold up
shyster?
there, that's so tempting.
Well, it's
I
got a
would love
brand
to
new
live in
You're
a
throwing a free fireplace outside somewhere. Yeah, I love
a fire
in the
pit.
woods. Yes.
Hey, if you want a fire pit outside, you bring your ass over here. I got the chairs, I got the beers, and we can sit outside and we'll make a fire pit, man.
I think Jeff sold.
Like, I'm cool with it. I don't have a problem with the fire pit. I'm just not building a fire pit just for myself because a fire pit is a communal activity.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
All right, so
You see, figure out how to wire the fire pit with cameras and stuff.
Are we getting back to NeuroJack? I
Oh
gotta see
yeah, I
what the
forgot.
topic is.
We neglected NeuroJack. We were gonna find out.
Well, I didn't
We're gonna
forget
get a
NeuroJack. It's on my
peek
screen.
into his psyche.
Oh, Hank would never forget NeuroJack. He's the one who summoned us to do the color test. He wanted to see if we were racist.
It's all part of the psyop, and he's probably the originator of it.
That would be hilarious. If Hank set this up with all of our personalities already.
He's collecting data. I'm telling you, this is part of Tank's plan for world domination. Actually, I'm the one that introduced the tank. I mentioned it yesterday, and I posted it in Discord, and then Hank took it, and now he's trying to get everyone else to take it to get our personality information,
Yeah.
so he could put in his dossier.
And who connected us? It was, well, I won't say, but we know in the Discord. If you want to see who connected us, they're in the Discord. So yeah, I joined it to figure out who connected us.
The mystery deepens. So
Thank-
NeuroJack,
you know who you
what-
are. Thanks for the hookup. Jeff, I need you to share my screen.
all right, this is NeuroJack.
Yes, no Jack color test.
Unpredictable and unstable. I didn't pick the colors, you did. Likes things to go his way otherwise he becomes agitated, indecisive, and fake in his activities. Needs to meet people who have the same high principles and values as himself, yep. But finds the need unfulfilled, check. His need to feel okay, first of all, that is not the adjectival form of dominate. That shows up in the kink community all the time. It's dominant. A-N-T. And superior leaves him feeling isolated and does not allow for him to give freely of himself. Oh, I think he gives plenty. He would like to surrender and let go, but sees that as a weakness he must not give in to. Holding back will allow him to stand out for the crowd and earn a higher status, recognized by others as unique and important.
Working on me. Keep on.
I think
keep
we
it up.
recognize his uniqueness.
Yes.
All right, let's see his restrained characteristics. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Hey, cutie.
Oh, did not refresh?
It just needs to scroll down so we can.
I did scroll down. I guess it didn't refresh on the screen.
Oh, so I have to come out and come back in?
No, you don't need to. I'm gonna unshare it and rescroll this part so it refreshes.
All right.
So let me remove from stage. Now represent it. So sometimes this happens with a non-tab version. I could probably just open it tab by export, but let's see if it's okay. Share it again. There we go.
Has high emotional expectations and desires to be the center of attention, which makes it difficult to find a satisfying relationship. Reserved, cautious nature
I don't
makes
think
him
so,
emotionally distant. Some of that a little bit, but not all of it. Emotionally demanding and will involve himself in close relationships but won't be too involved or give too much of himself, leaving him doubtful and cautions about becoming intimately involved with others. You have a strong desire to contribute and influence others. I think that's true, but it can make you restless. I think that's true. You're driven by desire and hope, as all the rest of us are. Enjoys a wide range of activities, but you may spread yourself too thin, taking on too much. You feel unimportant in the current situation, and you're looking for different conditions where you will be able to better prove your worth and importance. So what do you think, Jack?
I did not read that before I sent it to you guys.
Sorry, I rushed through it.
I need time to process my emotions, but I would say it's more accurate than I expected, considering that I didn't feel that I took the test very well. So, yeah, I'm pretty surprised.
I think the same thing. I think it captures some parts of you pretty accurately, but there's some parts that it doesn't quite match with.
Well, what's creepy about it to me is, like, I think that it captures my subconscious more than my conscious. I think that's the thing.
So we're learning way more about you than we might ever want to know.
I mean, that's my hunch. Like, just hearing what you guys said, like, it feels more like that's what's probably, if there is any accuracy to it, like, it does. I don't think that that's all conscious stuff, but it's not. It sounds like stuff that maybe is like conscious. I mean, unconscious, like Freudian type of shit going on or something.
Yeah. Well, sometimes things are unconscious for a reason.
Yeah, I think mine was pretty damn on point, but I think some of it was kind of a little whack. But it's, yeah, I do think it's probably subconscious. But I'm also not going to let somebody else define who I am.
Yeah, I thought mine was on the nose, but I don't know what to do about
it. You have to put yourself out there. And
where am I now?
I know, but you keep. Barney and I helped you that day. It worked.
I have a weird question for you, if you don't mind me asking. What is the general attitude that you found in the gay community towards?
What are you talking about? You and Barney helped him. You guys got him a date?
No, we helped him to up his riz.
What is riz?
Respect.
Charisma is his
Charisma.
drip,
Okay.
his
Okay.
game,
His
and
game. All right.
you see that
All
shirt
right.
he has on right now?
Yeah.
He has way better options than that that he could put
Definitely.
to his use.
Definitely. But if he unbuttoned that top button, I'm sure some of the ladies in the crowd, maybe even some of the dudes in the crowd, might get a little hot and heavy for him.
None of these buttons are buttoned up.
But
What's
yeah,
going on, baby girl?
I was going to ask you, Jeff. What's the general
Out?
attitude of
Not
the
right
gay?
now. They're putting the cabin.
What's
They're
the general
putting the
attitude
cabin.
of the gay community towards interracial relationships?
No attitude that I know of.
You want me to
In
change
fact, I
the
don't know anybody. Even the racist back in Louisiana, I don't think even care about interracial relationships
Come
anymore.
on, Daddy's making dinner. Come on.
It never comes up. I don't. No, I don't know of any particular way they think about it. I'm not in touch with the gay community anyway, but I don't remember it ever coming up as an issue. They had certain guys that had a preference for certain races over others, and that's the only time it ever came up. Like the black guys knew who all the white guys were that liked the black guys, and the white guys that liked the black guys knew where to
Do,
find the black guy. That kind of stuff, but it was
do
never
you
an issue.
okay? And this will seem unrelated to that question, but I haven't watched your show for a few days. So, do you have any opinions on the UK riots?
I don't know enough about them, but we did look at the Bangladesh riots in more detail because I wasn't as familiar with what was going on there, and so we talked about the Bangladesh riots. But the UK riots, I know they keep calling them far right riots, but I don't know the details. Let's look it up.
So you didn't see any of the videos of the people like fighting in the street and stuff, or smart. I mean,
Some I'm looking it up now. For some reason Elon Musk name keeps coming up around it.
yeah, he's like definitely like throwing gasoline on whatever it is. I like here's the thing is like I was trying to avoid it, but then I see like every time you open Twitter, it's like race baiting, fucking like trying to get people all pissed off and stuff. So like I couldn't avoid it basically, and it's just watching the reaction. I'm very
It looks like it was over this knife attack that killed 3 girls during a Taylor Swift event. So it was like George Floyd. It was around a specific event that people are using to galvanize resistance around.
Also, I want to point out how lately there has been a huge influx in misinformation. The people that are spreading memes about this situation are saying that the guy who stabbed him or whatever is apparently a migrant. So apparently, other people say that he is born there and has lived there his whole life, so he's not necessarily a migrant. And then back when it comes back to the Olympics, people were saying that one boxer is a man, biological man, but we actually don't know that.
We
There's
do.
all
She's a
kinds of
woman. We do know.
well, there you go.
She's a female. It's been verified. This is not a man.
I didn't look into it further. I just saw that there's like a
The
million people on my
the head of the
arguing.
Olympic Committee came out and put out a statement, and they verified it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So there's an
It's
official
female.
statement that she is female.
But
Oh,
I
okay.
think the problem I'm bringing up is the fact that people are spreading these memes and there's misinformation in these memes, and so people are getting triggered thinking that what the meme says is real, and it's causing conflict between both sides. Again, it's causing conflict between families, friends, and stuff like that. I see it all over Facebook. I haven't shared none of this shit lately because I'm starting to notice the pattern of all the misinformation. The more misinformation that I share, the more that it's going to create a bad community.
Yeah. So people who are just reading image macros and not doing any kind of research to verify the facts of the matter.
The perpetrator of this knife attack was a 17-year-old kid too, just like the Trump shooter was this young kid.
Yeah,
So
20.
it's I don't know what his relationship to social media was, but
Do they share an
These are young
ideology at
people.
least? Stupid Zoomers.
No, you see, here's the reason why like I'm very passionate about a lot of this shit. It's like, look, I mean, I think for me, it's really interesting that people look at all this as evidence of we're living in the most violent times ever, blah, and
Nah, it's
like,
not close.
and I see it as like this is great evidence. Look at all the propaganda, all the misinformation, all the stuff that is like pushing people to be pissed off and angry, and yet people aren't really going out and committing acts of violence over social media.
Like
So
we could be way more violent than we actually are, considering all the provocation that's out there.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Think about January 6th. You know, like there could have been people out there with popping off and stuff. It could have been way worse. He's got a
Yeah,
good point.
that's what when I say I trust the people. That's part of what I'm talking about. Is I do trust us to be more civilized than we could be.
Yeah, I mean, if people were hoping for a civil war, they should probably just give up now.
Yeah,
We're
I
too
don't.
fat and lazy. We're
yeah,
too fat and lazy. We're not going to do a civil war.
it's the stupidest possible idea you could ever have right now. I think people who are doing that are either feds or they might as well just like commit Harry Carey or something. I mean, it's like it's obvious to me that it's not going to ever be. Where I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying like it would never get the quote unquote intended results that people are claiming. I think.
Yeah, I don't think we're.
Yeah, it's
gonna-
physically possible, but we're not going to do it. Yeah, there's nothing physically preventing us from having a civil war.
Well,
we're just too fat and lazy.
There's no cause. There's no cause. I mean, like what? Like even like the religious thing is like ridiculous. Like people are like, oh, the Muslims are going to do this or the Christians are going to do it. It's like even they don't have a political movement that unites them at all. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like they're going to slaughter each other, halfway up the hill. So I mean, I think it's crazy.
That's the point, man. If you take it back to like the Civil War, it was like families slaughtering families, brother against brother.
Exactly.
There is nothing good that comes from slaughtering your family and your brothers and stuff. Like your countrymen. Like we're supposed to be America, the United States of America. We're supposed to be united.
Yep. Well, my opinion, I mean, I have a much more complicated opinion, but the basic way I'll put it is this. I think that America is such a good example that whoever is running the show does not want a good example. So, and again, like, I didn't believe this until I left the United States. And then when I came back, I'm like, oh, well, like, we actually do put aside our differences to get shit done. And no one else does that. So I think that, that's just my opinion. But
what if America's running the show?
We are.
What if that's how good of an example we are that we're running the show?
Yeah, we are. I mean, when we're God's doing the show, plus we're controlling the election in Venezuela because democracy, in quotes. So we're running the show, all right?
Well, see, that's the thing is we're running the show outside of America, but what I'm saying is like the average citizen is getting a really bad deal, and I think that the problem is, well, I mean, if we're raping and pillaging the world, we don't really get much. We don't see much of that in our pocket. Is kind of what I'm saying. It's like, what's the
So we should go rape and pillage and just give more of it to the citizens. We're just not giving enough of our pillage to the people.
Well, I'm just saying if we're gonna do it, what's the point for the average citizen? There's no.
I think the undersong of all of this grievance I hear, I think I'm sensing a pattern to it, is that people want to be part of the wealthy. They want the money and the gravy just like everybody else, and they're not getting it. And I think this is all cope, rationalization, and justification for being the losers in the current system, or not as much of winners as other people as they see other people being.
Yes, please share, or I will destroy your system.
Yeah. No, see, actually, you're right. I think you're actually 100% correct, Jeff. I think that's exactly what's going on. Yep, I agree with you. I really do. I truly do think that you're exactly correct.
So how do we help? Like, just let's help people have that, and if that's what empowers them.
Well, see, this is the problem. This is where Hank knows that. I think this is where Hank has a strength that people don't see, which is that the elites are very smart. They realize that they can very easily lose if they don't mind control the masses. I mean,
I'm smart too. What do you have you been mind controlled? Do you feel like you've been mind controlled? And what does that feel like?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna plead the fifth, but you can assume that you know
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I've been mind controlled. I bought college that I didn't need. So yes.
So you're talking about you advertise. You got
Yes.
marketing like success. That's so. That's what mind control is.
Yes.
Advertising or marketing.
Absolutely. That's why I made those
It just
printouts because they work.
it just
It's
sounds
magic.
mind control sounds like a very dramatic way of saying
Yeah,
influenced by advertising.
yeah. It is a very
I
dramatic
was
way of
mind
saying.
controlled to buy this brand of toothpaste because I saw a
Yeah,
commercial.
yeah. But the problem is that it does work. It does work like magic.
I still think grown adults are in control of the toothpaste they decide to buy, whether an advertisement help influence that or not. The
Yeah.
locus of responsibility and accountability is still on the decision maker of who's buying the toothpaste.
Yeah. And I know.
It's not mind control. They still have an active free mind that they're using to decide what brand of toothpaste to buy. It's not being
Yeah.
controlled.
Yeah, I know you agree with Louis Tommy. Free will. I blame the person that bought the thing, but it doesn't mean that the ad didn't work.
Well, the purpose of the ad is to influence, and it may have influenced, but that's the
Yeah.
extent. That's the limit of it. It doesn't cross over that limit into any kind of control.
I was mind controlled.
The
Gen X Jeff. I was mind controlled. The first time I saw Reefer Madness, I had to smoke reefer because I saw that man. He blew the trombone right up that
The original, like the
Millie's
old one,
ass.
the
Yeah, the old
original one.
one. He
Yeah.
blew that trombone right up her ass, and you know what? I always had like that. It was my kink, you know. I said after I saw Reefer Madness, I said I gotta play the piano super fast. I gotta have red eyes, and I gotta be able to play the trombone with a woman. You know what I'm saying?
so
That was control. Or influence. Maybe
Oh, dude,
sometimes
it was total
influence
mind
feels like
control.
control,
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
I saw that
like a
advertisement
compulsion.
like 7 times a day probably.
So the issue is if the ad had no effect, then why make it?
Right. They definitely have effects. Like advertising, propaganda, all that has effects. TV commercials, the way they do movies, TV shows, even video games, all the media we consume is designed to have certain effects. They even study. There's scientists that study how to have these particular effects. But that is not control. It's the
Yeah, but
control and the programming part. Like there's a guaranteed outcome as a result of this, and there's not, because there's still the human agent and agency that intervenes somewhere in that process that has an influence on it.
so it doesn't matter how much the probability changes if it's under 100%. It's choice. So as long as the probability of the influence is just under 100, then it's under the person. Default goes to the person who's influenced by the ad, or because they take out a choice.
People always have a choice.
Yeah. So as long as it's not a sure thing, we can put the responsibility on the person who received the
Yeah.
influence. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's still not
Guys, I
control.
need you to say a prayer for me here. These boys are having a real hard time putting this cabin on the foundation.
Well, let's who do you want to try, Jesus or Satan? Who has our best? Who's going to give us the
Let's
best?
let's try Sane this time because I think Sane
I don't want to
will not.
mess up his cabin. If we fuck it up and they mess up his cabin,
Yeah,
then it's
yeah,
going to be
please.
all on. He's not going to forget that.
I'm gonna
Maybe
go
we
with
should use Jesus to be
I'm
safe because he'll be
Oh,
more
he's a
forgiving.
carpenter. Yeah, Jesus the carpenter. We go with Jesus.
There
Jesus
you
the
go.
Yeah,
carpenter.
let's go with the carpenter. Let's not go with the most beautiful angel. All right, we don't need beauty right now. What we need is the carpenter.
Yes, Jesus, please lay this house on its foundation as you laid the foundation of your kingdom on us and on Peter and the rock. So whatever you did for Peter and his rock, help do for Moose and this cabin and make sure that it all gets installed correctly. We pray. Amen. In your name.
Amen.
Amen.
Did I do?
Amen.
And
You did great,
someone
Jeff.
other than me with more experience, feel free to take it from here.
That's probably good enough. Jesus
That was
watches the
good.
stream.
Great. It was great. But I tell you what, boys, what they just told me is not good news. They
Uh
said
oh.
that they were not expecting the weight of the cabin to be as much. So they think that they can only get it on there halfway. So we might have to get a fucking crane out here, like an actual crane.
How did they not know the weight ahead of time? They would just guess, like imagining what they thought the weight would be. That seems not professional.
Let me
They
tell
they,
you, Jeff.
they
This
should
is what
not wait
happens
about
when
the
you get
opponents.
$20,000 discount. You have to jump through all this
Oh,
bullshit.
okay, right, right. I see what's going on. Okay,
This
They
is
should
why
well,
know
I
the way
tell
out
you
the
folks.
components. It's
there's
bullshit.
there's yeah, there's solutions still. There's
Yeah,
ways
even
around it.
if they say they couldn't weigh the whole house at the same time, they had to weigh each and every component. So this is ridiculous.
But they should be able to at least calculate enough the weight enough to get an estimate just from the
You
dimensions of the house and the knowledge of
Well,
construction and engineering.
I I would think that because these guys deliver cabins, they would know how to deliver a
Yeah,
cabin. I
what's up
mean,
with
I
that?
don't specialize in that job, so I obviously have no clue what the fuck it entails. But when you hire someone to deliver something, you usually don't have to worry about the delivery. You just get the package.
What did you tell them?
Oh, I didn't tell them shit. The wife's out there.
Oh,
oh
Oh yeah, when
we could
daddy
see
gets
why.
pissed, when daddy gets pissed,
Hopefully
you
they
don't
don't
want to
watch
deal
this
with daddy.
stream.
You do not want to deal with daddy. I am not the kind of guy to be fucked with, and I feel like I'm being fucked with, Jeff. So I'm on the edge right now, brother.
I'm there with you. That's a good cop, bad cop.
Man, I, I tell you, people's mediocrity never ceases to amaze me.
Well,
As much as I want to hate it.
we live in a mediocrity. Most people, it's the middle of the curve, and most things are a mediocrity. It's the people outside of the mediocrity that notice it the most and have to adjust. It's just a special burden that we have.
Well, at least we're in this together. Now you guys have seen the cabin, and if all else fails, I'll try to make 100,000 on some YouTube. Uh, I'm like, I'll try to make it go viral or something. I don't know. I don't know.
yes, make a
I
documentary about this cabin delivery failure. Just do that. Get out the cameras.
Yeah, I hope
I
you're recording
almost
all of it, or that your wife is. Somebody's recording, getting the
I should
footage.
have it recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, do a documentary about this delivery failure.
And I got another guy out there. He's the guy in charge of everything, and so he oversees all the other parts of the puzzle. So he should be able to figure it out. He's pretty
Oh
good at
yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah. And they have experience with this, right? They do this all the time.
Well, I'd hope so. I'd hope so. I mean, oh man, it is kind of one of those. It's one of those things, though. It's like expect the unexpected.
Yes. Yes. That's a very good lesson in that. But who knows? I mean, this could be a temporary little bump. You could still get your cabin all
All
installed.
fixed up and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. I know. Yeah, I'm not. You know, before, give it like 10 years ago, I would have totally flipped out. I'd have been like, nah, hell no, this ain't happening to me today.
You've been a Karen.
I would have been a Karen. I would have been a straight up Karen. I was a total liberal cunt, and I'm not even ashamed to say it. I definitely was a liberal cunt. But then as I grew up, I started becoming more conservative. As I started seeing the world around me not being changed in the way I wanted by the way I voted, I started to slip away into whatever I am now. Well, I tell you what, I'm making some really good pork chops right now with a mushroom truffle sauce and some nice carrots.
While you're having your cabin delivered, You're also
Always.
doing this.
And I'm choking and dying on a stream. And I mean, people, I am
You're
here to
you're a
serve.
polymath, a multi-potentialite.
What can I say? I love to be here. So I guess we are kind of running out of steam. I mean,
Yeah, you
unless you
want to
guys
do
want to go a while.
your thing, your
All right,
magic.
here we go. Let me put on the camera so you can see. Maybe I'll give you girls a kiss. Oh, I'm looking the wrong way. Hold on. Hold on. Ladies, ladies out there in the crowd, I know you like me, and I like you. So what I need from you today is I need you to hit that like button right now. I need you to share. I need you to subscribe. Jeff's not the only sexy man around, okay? So for the ladies, I'm here for you, ladies. For the men, you got Hank and you got Jeff. And you can subscribe to all of our channels, but this is the main one. So do it now and be proud. I'll give you a 10% discount on whatever we got coming up. 10%. All
You
right,
better
10%
share
off.
the ladies with me, or else.
I'll share the ladies with Hank only on Fridays and Saturdays because that's the wife's days, okay? So I appreciate you all. Your energy, your attention, your contributions to the stream. It means a lot to me.
Oh,
I've almost died today serving you people. I'm going to go choke. Love you all.
that was wow. Yeah, I don't know what we have coming up either. We'll figure that out as soon as we hit 500. I don't know about this 10% thing, only because I don't know how to implement it through YouTube. But yeah, something. Thank you, Plasma. You too. I'll be back. Today's only Tuesday, right? We just started. Yeah, I'll be back tonight, I'm sure.
Yes,
If
today's Tuesday, but it's my Friday. So
ah,
so she better get over here quick.
yeah. So your weekend's just getting started. We'll probably see
Yes,
a lot more of Hank in the next few days.
and I won't because I may ignore the panelists. I haven't decided yet.
My prediction is not, but who knows? If you do ignore it, I hope you do something fun to replace it with.
I will. As soon
And
as I do that.
are you? Is there? So there's nowhere we could expect to see you in particular then.
The machine lies. Anywhere else is a wash.
Talcott, maybe.
Maybe.
Have you discovered any new panels that like we might not know about that are worth checking
Yes,
out?
I have a bunch of panels that you don't know about.
What's
So
give us like the latest Hank's weekly recommendations. Give us your top one or two.
let me check. Have you heard of the John Gold panel?
I think I've seen. Yeah, I've seen him on some panel. I've seen him as a panelist.
Yeah.
So John Galt.
Yes.
Let me find his link.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's easy to find. Is he the urban landlord?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put his channel. This is one of Hank's recommendations.
Hmm.
There you go. You have any others you want to throw at us?
Float dates back, so I would recommend him again.
He's
He
he's
did 24
involved
hour
with some
stream with
people right
Dennis.
now. That's
He
true.
did-
He is doing the 24-hour streams. So
Yeah, he got done with Dennison. So Dennison's streaming again, so I recommend both of them. On his own panel for once, not just.
oh, so he and Flo are already done?
Yes, they already did it.
Oh, okay. So now Flo is back to being Flo, the Flow state.
Yes,
Okay.
and Dennison's here too, somehow.
Okay. Doing his a separate thing on his channel.
I guess.
Okay. Well, anyway, there you go. You have a few panels to check out, and I'm sure more will accumulate as we grow and more weirdos and panelists show up. All right. Any last words of wisdom you want to leave us with?
Nope.
Prayers, magic spells? Guess not. Okay. All right. I'm going to go do my day, and hope you have a good one of yours, and like I said, see you probably later tonight. And Thanks again. That's it. Thanks, everyone. See you later. Spike, you too. Yes, peace to the weirdos. All right.